Sean Nathan. Hello, Star Wars CCG players, fans, and folks who just couldn't live without hearing from me and Logan on a Sunday afternoon. Garrett Larson here, Dead Body, on the forums and Slack and everywhere else. Joined by my compatriot on the Killer Bees and fellow Minnesota resident, Logan Pedig. I try, man. So we're here right now. We're going to be streaming the top 8 GEMPC match. Actually, I'm going to be on here for 4 games in a row, so y'all are going to get sick of me. Logan's going to help out for these first 2 games, which is Nathan Russell, who came into this match as a 100 seed in a 128-player tournament. So Nathan was apparently drastically underseeded as he came in as a 100 seed and rolled his way into the top 8, where he's facing Hall of Famer Greg Shaw. Greg, who's got a fantastic resume and absolutely, earned every accolade and every high seed he's been given. Looks like they do have the game fired up. Yeah, he's definitely earned it. Greg is starting with Darkside. Looks like he is going with Jabba's Palace start, and which means it's going to be Rise of the Sith, or Revenge of the Sith. And Nathan is going with No Idea. So we are seeing, so it's going to be Maul Sith versus No Idea. What's your thought on the start of this match, Logan? And I mean, really the only difference is I'll finish what you've started. And it doesn't shock me to hear, I'm going to let you keep kind of talking as I play around with sound a little bit, but it doesn't shock me to have that start, because I've definitely heard and seen some. I'm just going to turn on every microphone here and see if we can figure this out. I've seen some decks that were Revenge of the Sith running like multiple Spectres and running Kylo, and that definitely would be interesting. Let's turn off that one and see if this changes things. Yeah, I mean, Nathan's played a ton of 0 Hour. I think he said I was the only person who beat his 0 Hour in the GEMPC so far, and Revenge of the Sith definitely plays well against 0 Hour. Like, Mains plays really well against it. And okay, I'm trying to. This is one of those. Like I said, I'm just kind of trying to figure out, turn on every sound. The problem is Logan's super loud in my headphones, so I'm not sure why we've got quiet. It's nothing on Zoom. I mean, we'll keep. You can keep talking. Like I said, if it's quiet, and we can adjust here. I'm just trying to figure out the. I can talk or I can type. I can't really do both at the same time. Fortunately, we're kind of early, and a lot of stuff is just going on here. Let's just adjust everything to default. And done. All right, let's see if that changes anything now.
So Shaw will go. He'll pull his two systems, Nalhada and Rendilly, and then he'll deploy Forlom with concussion. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, now we got it fixed perfect. So yeah,
I'm a little bit loud. I'm not gonna lie.
I think we both are. That's one of those Minnesota things. We got to yell through all the snow. It's weird. So yeah,
Yeah.
Greg just basically getting his setup. Throw down Forlom, get a site, get his systems, get things rolling. So what does Nathan have to do in this matchup to either win or keep it good and close? I mean, he should be able to keep it good and close. No idea does not lose by a lot.
I think probably what Nathan has to focus on here is damage mitigation. Um, One of the strong suits about No Idea is they can just dump everyone at the beach and say you're not going to clear me off. But if he does that, Shaw could be looking at like drains of 7 or 8 if Nathan over deploys to No Idea. So I think it's going to be important for him to not expend all of his resources and make sure that there is still some tricks in the back, so that or he can keep Shaw honest, so to speak.
Yeah, because Shaw's definitely going to have to come to Scarif at some point.
For sure.
Like this game is going to happen on Scarif. At best, we'll probably see Sean with Greg do a light presence on Tatooine just to keep some drains going.
Yeah, I would expect like at some of the interior Jabba's palace sites, we'll see Hondo or a the Joss Pure maybe. I know there's no Cantina, but that's still not a terrible card.
And
Nathan going
Nathan
to the
going
system
hard.
early.
That's
Nathan, hmm, I don't hate it.
I don't
Um,
hate it. I didn't expect it. But let's phrase it that way.
I agree.
Maybe Nathan's hand was weird. Maybe he saw he had something in his force pile that really made a hey, if I can go get this early, I can break this open kind of thing. I'll be really curious. I'm going to pull back up the Kylo thing. So, any stacking interruption? Kylo's power +1. Yeah, like
We see Torn Far come down as well, reinforcing that transport. That transport's going to be
so.
hard to clear.
And I think that's a really solid play. And he definitely needed that second pilot just in case Greg did the open hand of like Zuckuss and Mist Hunter.
Yeah.
So that would be an interesting, that would have made for a fairly nasty thing for Nathan to deal with. Now having Torin Farr on there, like all of a sudden, you
Nathan
can't
is
just drop Zuckuss and hope. Like,
No, but Nathan is an experienced enough player. He's not gonna leave just Ray and the transport sitting at the system, especially against Shaw and especially in this deck.
agreed. This is Nathan says, hey, I'm just going to set up my space and get it started. I'm going to wait a little bit on ground until I can go heavy enough that some combination of like Maul with double bladed plus Kylo plus Saber won't kill me. It will be interesting with the Kylo effect start. Is Greg running? Do you think Greg's running the new Kylo? Or is he doing something like a chunk of Kylo with lightsabers and Spectres and just constantly recycling him like a poor man's Jedi's resilience?
I think I don't honestly know. Greg could be doing something that we haven't even talked about. The value that you get from just being able to stack interrupt, add 1 to your power, and cancel a weapon swing um, in a deck like this is not to be underestimated. It could very well just be 3 Kylo with sticks and 7 Spectre of the Supreme Leaders. Or we could both be wrong, and it's the normal Kylo that suspends honor of the Jedi and makes you lose 2 force when you lose a battle. Who
Yeah,
knows?
I'm not sure. I'm intrigued to see. I like that we're seeing a unique something different coming down. I see in chat, we're hearing Nathan doesn't really have to be scared in space as Greg can't drop the Emperor's shuttle package. And you're right, but at the same time, if he hadn't backed up Ray with anything, an early Zuckuss to Mist Hunter could have made things uncomfortable for Nathan.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
it would have cost him Ray, and it's harder to reinforce against that. So,
Yeah. Um, I mean, knowing any no idea list, Nathan probably has a second Ray, but you don't want to have to go. You don't want to burn your first Ray on turn 2 because Shaw open-handed Zuckus and Mist Hunter.
yeah, like,
So Nathan, like I said, Nathan is going to play this game defensively. It's just a situation of can he damage mitigate? Can he stop Shaw from just going, okay, I'm at 6 different locations. I'm draining for 8. What are you doing? And we'll see Maul with Saber come down turn 2 to the Data Vault.
so we see it is Lord Maul with lightsaber. So he's giving up the double swing in exchange for the add ones to drain +1 to Battle Destiny.
Battle Destiny.
And I don't hate that because with the Revenge of the Sith epic event, your drains at your opponent's battlegrounds can't be canceled or modified by opponents. So you get the Lord Maul is a drain 2 all the time. And Greg saves a bunch of force.
I think this is it could be he just knows that Nathan is a wild player and does not want to get hit by a Grimtosh on turn 3. But I think, I mean, knowing what this kind of deck does, I would not be surprised to see there's a stunning leader or a bunch of barriers or something. And Greg forgets. Yeah.
I'm sure there are. I don't think Greg forgot Battle Plan.
Initially I said it, and then I realized Greg doesn't need to. He doesn't want to have to go to space yet.
Yeah, Greg would honestly rather Nathan put out Battle Plan and have to honor it, and that's going to be a little harder.
Yeah.
Because Nathan can't just drop the beach, drop a guy in front of Maul, and walk over with Stardust. Like, he's going to have that fight in the Data Vault. We see him play Ascension Guns, which is a great card when your opponent is coming to your sights.
There's Corporal Pow.
And Greg immediately grabs it. We did see also Greg used Forlom and dropped the Maul strikes, and then immediately lost it to the Drain of 1.
You can't play Jedi. There's no reason to keep it.
He's not dueling anybody. He's not adding to any Battle Destinies. He's not using it to pull a saber. Like, that was a deck that wasn't gonna. Okay.
Corporal Pow, Ensign Chad will come down, and Luke with lightsaber.
So how does and there's the barrier,
like we talked about,
or Rebel Leader. So Ensign Chad is not, and we see the grab on the barrier right away.
Corporal Pow is a trooper, by the way, so he does get to subtract 1.
Well, I was more looking at the add a destiny to total power.
At
present
gotcha.
With the Stormtrooper or Rebel Leader. So there's
the commando team. There's the Jin.
A whole lot of power. Like,
this is.
I'm not sure you don't start that battle even with Luke out of it.
Yeah, you put Stardust on Jin. You're getting 2 Battle Destinies. Jin can't be hit. You get the you get the extra Destiny to power. I like this play from Nathan.
Yeah, I don't mind this at all. And you see in chat, someone says, yeah, we're probably going to see a swing and a force push. And that wouldn't shock me.
But even if that happens, though, he just takes out the commando team, and then Maul's sitting in front of the Pow, Chad, Luke. He's looking at a swing, a power destiny, and 2 battle destinies.
There's not a great way to. That's not a great spot for Greg to be in either way, because there's nowhere he can go with that Maul. Now he's potentially going to back him up, but that's still a lot of power to be staring at.
Nathan does only have 4 cards in hand. He does have the Ray, so he can grab an extra card on his next turn since he has no force left. Yeah. But we'll see the swing with Maul.
Yep, so here's the swing, and
there's the sabotage.
Nathan had an amazing hand. If he's got the push, he's got to use it here, I think. I mean, without the push, you're effectively, once you factor in the forfeit, you're down 2 destinies worth of force.
You're down 2 power and 2 destiny. I guess one, because Maul adds one,
Yeah,
but
Maul add one. Like you're close to just you're down 2 destinies in power. There's, and that might be what Greg's trying to figure out is, if he pushes out here, yeah, Dr. E coming down, Dr. E plus another guy with a saber could make things real interesting. But Greg's not in a great end. There is the force push, so he's not losing anything this battle, but now you go into the next battle and you've got Luke with saber there as well.
yeah, you're looking at a
you've got
swing against you.
Power, another swing, although if he drops Kylo, he can potentially mitigate that. And I think if he drops Kylo, you may just not swing, because there's no reason to give him that extra 1 power.
At the same time, though, I think you want to force him to have it. Force him to commit an interrupt to the effect.
I guess
whether
you've at that point made him lose a card to cancel the weapon destiny.
Yeah, you force him to have terrible. It. Unless you just whiff the swing. That's also a possibility.
And I think you swing at the easiest guy to hit. Like at this point, we have to assume we'll probably see like a Dr. Avazan and someone, and the good doctor, or not so good doctor as the case may be, is absolutely your target. Just
you hit anyone you can.
Yeah, he's the easiest guy, because No Idea does not have great destiny at times. You've got a lot of dudes, and the dudes are bad destiny. Late game, they tend to get pretty good pretty quick. With
exactly, Batmouse.
5s, but yeah, no, I mean, Batmouse's strategy has always been force him to have the answer, and I don't hate that as a strategy. It's a decide what you want to do.
So Shaw misses the sight pull. Nathan verifies he does not read us all of the destiny, unfortunately.
I think Shaw missed the sight. I think Shaw knew he was missing the sight pull. It was just a what else do we have?
I for sure agree. I just wish Nathan would have announced what the destiny were.
Kylo from hand, along with Phantom Menace, which is just a way to recycle a 7. He goes and gets. He might have had Newt to go get Newt and add a Battle Destiny, which is not.
Unfortunately, there is not a plugin so that you can see the cards with a bigger image. However, if you follow along on the website, if you watch the game in GEMP as well as on the stream, you'll be able to highlight any of the cards that you have questions about, or feel free to ask. We're more than happy to answer any questions.
I'm not actually sure if spectators are allowed in GEMP.
Well,
obviously they are, because there's 8 here. So, no, there are leagues and settings where those aren't allowed. So,
oh yeah. But for the GEMPC, they are.
Yeah, Graham, I mean, if you want to design something and build something like that, I'm sure we could use it, but it's something somebody would have to build, and we only have so much to build. Graham was a local Minnesota player for years. He moved out west now. I'm pretty sure he started playing cards before you were born. In fact, I'm sure he did, because I remember him playing cards when I had my oldest hanging around. So we see the first strike, which is going to stop Nathan from playing interrupts, but Nathan only has three
cards in hand.
There probably weren't going to be a lot of interrupts. The fact that we haven't seen Dr. E...
That's the most important part.
Is really the big thing here. Dr. E would have made things ugly. Without Dr. E, this might not be a big deal.
I don't necessarily like the Phantom Menace deploy. Actually, no, you had to use it to go get Newt.
Yeah, he used the Phantom Menace to go get Newt, and it cycles him back to 7, which he's perfectly happy with.
If Maul dies.
If Maul doesn't die, then it will cycle him back to 7 eventually.
Yep. So he draws a 7 for swing, even with the subtract one that will still hit.
Which means I think you just let it go and don't worry about trying to subtract. You wait for the subtract.
And you wait to save it.
Yeah. And this way you just... Okay. Power reduces by 2, but now you'll see Ensign Chad add a Destiny to power. Oh, alright.
I think he wants to make sure Luke gets a swing. Which is fair.
Yeah, which isn't a terrible idea. So there's the 3. Greg's not going to cancel that for sure. But He does.
Nathan
go for
attempts
the
to retrieve one.
He blew his entire force pile
On the Doom stack.
getting that stack out, which I don't think was bad. So there's the second 3. So he will hit Newt. Yep, Greg does.
Not if he cancels it.
Greg loses a comm scan, which is fine.
Yeah, I don't think ComScan would have come into play this game.
It's, again, you gave him +1 power to Kylo, but
That's fine.
he lost a force to get there. Like,
Yep.
in a grind game, you're kind of okay with that, actually. And
So
now
Kylo will swing at Jin. Draws a 1. That's a
Ooh.
Zuckuss. Whew.
That's not what he wanted to draw. And there's the 5.
That'll get there.
6. Yeah, that'll get there because he's not flipped.
So Jin getting hit hurts as long as, but it won't hurt unless Shaw has that sniper dark strike. It won't hurt as much. Let me put it that way.
I mean, and he does not, as we see. Nathan add the Destiny to power. Shaw's gonna add the Battle Destiny.
So Shaw is down just 1 Destiny right now.
Yeah, and he's got all his forfeit.
Yep.
Like, Shaw's not gonna get, and the Destiny to power is a 2, which is fine. It's realistically, Shaw's gonna lose 1 to 2 guys here, and it's really gonna be on Nathan to reinforce.
There's
somehow.
Dr. E.
There went the Dr. E as the 4 to Battle Destiny, and then 5. Oh. So
That's a 10. That's 2 guys.
Yeah, that's 2 dudes, which is a little unfortunate for
Nathan.
Although I think we may end up seeing just Luke left. Oh.
That kind of hurts.
That's unfortunate. He really needs to draw high enough to clear 2 guys here. That's not going to do it.
So Nathan draws 3 2s for his 3 Destiny.
Yeah.
And he loses the battle.
But mostly the 3 2s is the... That's how this works sometimes in No Idea. Like, you just occasionally have bad Destiny.
Shaw loses Gun Ray. I don't hate that.
That's definitely the right loss.
Yep.
You don't need the extra Battle Destiny nearly as much as you want the 2 swings right now. The beach has not been played yet.
It is only turn 4.
Yeah, this is...
Or turn 3. Turn 3, my bad.
Yeah, as I say, this is still very early. And I don't think you'll see him just grab and run to the beach. So...
Well, he can't move because Shaw has people there.
Oh, yeah, good point. That's why he won't.
It's not always the best idea to pull it turn 1, especially if it's not in your reserve deck. You don't want to necessarily give up that location to your opponent. You kind of want to save it. Sometimes you want to save it until you're ready to go down and take it yourself. And I think that's what Nathan was planning on doing here.
Yeah, and this is... So Greg's going to get to draw some here. And Nathan actually refills his hand as he loses Corporal Pow, though. So 3 more cards in hand is big.
Who did he take into hand with Corporal Pow?
It's just draw. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Draw up into your
X to just draw battle. X to number your spies out of play. How does he have so many spies out of play already? What did I...
He didn't add anything. He gets to draw up to X regardless of spies out of play.
Oh, okay.
Yes and no. If you just decide to do that, you are basically forfeiting your Stardust, which hurts because you are losing an extra power +1 to all of your spies at a site, and an extra damage.
And it locks up, because of Revenge of the Sith, it locks that drain of 2 for Maul forever, which you have to deal with as well. So, now, interestingly enough, First Strike may actually help Nathan stabilize a little bit here.
Nathan goes to search through a docking bay.
Yeah, Jeff, we're not necessarily saying it's entirely wrong. It's just this is the way Nathan went to play it, and this is how we do see No Idea played sometimes.
Nathan also could have gone for the beach and missed it. And decided he needed to do something instead of just sitting there and twiddle his thumbs.
So we'll see what he does this turn. As he went for the insurrection, I think, just to verify, and there's the beach, which was in his hand, so I think he did miss it. That might have been what he missed on that ray, and was hoping to find it with the ray pull.
Yep.
And just, it was in his active, and there was nothing he could do about it. And there's the combined fleet action, which would have been real nice a turn earlier, just to limit him to one battle destiny. And
goes to get a combat vehicle. I'm expecting we're going to see a blue 11 here.
I expect, and then that should flip him, won't it? Yeah, because
Yep.
it controls 2 Scarif locations. The issue now is what are you going to do with Luke?
I think you got to run away.
You can't.
Well, you can. You just can't run away with the Stardust.
Oh, yeah, Stardust can't move. Okay. Yeah, then I think you've got to, if you can't get Stardust. So we see Blue 11 grabs something.
It's probably going to be Jin. We saw him draw it for Battle Destiny last turn. And he searched his reserve deck.
Although Jin's
So he knows what's in there.
really best with Stardust. Like, putting Jin alone without Stardust is a little bit of a feel bad. I don't hate Vanden Willard. That's another card he drew, and that'll allow him to start cycling.
If
high
he has
destinies.
Stardust on a spy.
Oh, yeah, good point. He might have forgotten that, too. So, yeah, I don't play a lot of idea. If stolen data tips delivered to system liberated or Stardust on your spy. Yeah, so that'll...
We might see a revert here. Oh, he'll get out.
No, he might have just not wanted to put... He wants to save Jin for when he can do something with Jin.
That's fair.
So, and this is just, we pull Vanden Willard forfeits for 6 in case something comes down to the beach. But now
And deploys for cheaply.
Now we're going to drain and pick up some cards and figure out reassessing. So I expect we'll see him save a couple force here just in case of a battle he can retrieve when he draws a dude. And there's Battle Plan, which I think we talked about. Greg gave up a drain of 1 at the system early because he didn't want to play his Battle Plan. That does, however, shield bust Nathan. Nathan is out of shields to play, and he already lost his Hear Me Baby real early on.
I think the only other... I don't know if Nathan's going to need another shield. Now, obviously, if Shaw pulls out some shield busting stuff, he might. But
yeah,
other than maybe a resistance or ultimatum, my apologies.
Yeah,
I don't think he'll need anything.
And ultimatum would be the one that maybe he would have wanted, but he may be okay without it. Like, I don't think... Greg's deck likely isn't set up to really drain for more than 2 anywhere. You know, he doesn't have the Cantina where he's got a 2/2 he can add 1/2 somewhere. So...
Sense could be a problem, but it's not something that you're inherently worried about until you see it.
And there's not a lot of stuff No Idea runs that's sense bait particularly. Like, No Idea runs a lot of dudes, and dudes are immune to sense.
Shaw's also playing a lot of 7s. So if you're playing senses, you're risking ripping a sense and bricking it off your forehead by drawing a 7 against Maul or Sidious.
Yep. That's a separate, very valid concern. So we haven't seen... Yeah, he's not running Force Lightnings or any of that stuff, so, like, I'm a little curious to see where Greg goes here with stuff. If he's going to drain... As we see, he activates Summon 4 Lams to grab probably that Dr. E. Or is he going to try and move and force Nathan into a chase type scenario? Like, Blue 11 sitting there is actually kind of bad if he walks in, because you can't just run Blue 11 away.
No.
And I don't believe the transport can hold Blue 11. Yeah, just passengers and pilots. It can't hold a vehicle. So he'll have to do something with Blue 11 if Greg walks over there and starts to contest. So we do see Greg pay 3 to drain for 2. And because of the Revenge of the Sith epic event, Nathan's just going to have to take it. So it'll be Logan later when I have to start announcing stuff.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
So
you're gonna call me Nathan during that game. You're called Nathan Logan. You know, that's how it goes.
I mean, I have 3 kids, and they all know that if they get called by their right name, it's a bonus. So, and we see Luke Skywalker V from hand, and then Antilles maneuver. Does that mean, well, Luke, EPP Luke's on table, and I don't know that EPP Luke is... Abby's like, they're not happening. What's happening? Right now, it's a lot of thinking, and that's what you're hearing hearing us talk. There's stuff is happening, it's just Greg's being very thoughtful. They do plan to play both games right away. Actually, today is all full of Star Wars, because you're going to see Greg and Nathan play both their games right away, and then
Me and Charlie will play R2.
Logan and Charlie will play their two and knock out 4 of the 8 top 8 games all in one day, and I'm here for all of them. So,
unfortunately, no, I'm kidding. We love you, Garrett.
It might be unfortunately. Let's see how this game this game goes. It will be a full game, and there we see Asajj Ventress with lightsabers to the beach. So Greg says, I'm just going to take over Scarif. And Nathan plays, they're tracking us to add one.
I don't fully understand that.
Yeah, I'm not sure I love that.
Unless he wants to play an interrupt during battle, but
he had the 2 force to do that. We'll see.
What interrupt costs 2 force?
Clash.
Antilles maneuver?
No, Antilles maneuver. He already lost
Starship.
the Antilles maneuver, right? Clash of Sabers. But I don't think that'd be a very good play right here. I think this is just a...
Shaw initiates with just Asajj.
I think we're going to see the swing at Vanden Willard. Oh, nope. So he's swinging at Luke, so he knows what his destiny are. And
there's the sabotage.
Another sabotage. That's a card Greg is going to get real sick of.
If Nathan can draw a spy before Shaw makes him lose another card, that would be great. Ooh, there's the worst doomed combo. That's a 5.
That's a 5. I think we might see Asajj get...
Oh! Double 5s.
Is solid. And honestly, like...
And Nathan knows where that's going to be next turn, too.
And he can activate to it. And more importantly, Nathan can be perfectly happy to the Battle Destiny just losing blue 11. So if he has to evacuate, he just evacuates to the Data Vault.
Yep.
And we see the Lana Dobreed to keep Asajj's forfeit. I mean, so you're still just hoping not to take overflow here.
I think Shaw had a you are beaten or a sniper dark strike or something and was planning to kill Luke, because you don't initiate that battle and just plan on playing Lana Dobreed without planning on killing one of the one of the characters. I mean,
at this point, I think you might have wanted to play it.
Unless you draw 6.
Which is fine. That's Commander Vanden Willard. Like, it's blue 11. Blue 11 I think it's blue 11, but...
It has to be. Blue 11 stops you from moving in.
There's the spy, so he should be able to, retrieve that sabotage right away.
Now, the only thing that sucks is he won't be able to activate down to exactly the 5/5 next turn.
Well, I mean, he can activate to the 1 force he used, and then it'll be 5/5/5.
Won't it be the 5 on top?
The 5, then the one he used, then 5/5.
Yep. So Nathan decides to
Vanden
lose.
Willard. I'm
a little bit confused. I won't lie.
I mean, I think if you're really worried about forfeit, they can't target blue 11. Blue 11's going to always have its 6 forfeit.
Yeah.
And maybe if he thinks Shaw isn't going to walk away, and he needs that, he's not going to be able to go get Stardust. Vanden Willard's not very valuable without Stardust.
Great call by Nathan.
Greg picking some up, so maybe that was the thought process Nathan had, and Greg refused to walk right into it. Greg's like, fine, I'll just stay here and drain for 2, and Greg is right now ahead in cards. Greg's
total cards by a lot.
And 13 in hand. So Greg's got 36 force right now compared
Nathan
to
has 29.
29. You know, Nathan's playing a deck that puts a lot of cards on table, or can put a lot of cards on table. But at the same time, like, all of a sudden now Nathan's draining for 3 to Greg's 2.
Greg loses.
Double first strike.
Those are cards.
So Greg is absolutely saying, I'm
all
just
in on this battle.
I'm going to win battles, and battles are what I'm going to do. We see a Dark Time for the Rebellion go off to the Scarif Drain 01. I think Nathan's got to reinforce a little bit here.
You can't just leave Luke in blue 11.
Yeah, like
it's a death wish.
That's bad things happening. And honestly,
Shaw can activate down to the card he just dropped in Drew. So if he...
Shaw can activate his entire deck at this point. Like, Shaw's activating 17, and he's got 21 total. Like, Shaw can activate whatever he wants. It's really just a function of what does he want to activate and how does he want to play this. Because he's still got 12 cards in hand. I'd be shocked if he doesn't have another character. But at the same time, if he's running, he's got to throw characters with guns at the beach. Just throwing characters, you're not going to outpower Nathan. The one you're making him lose to first strike is probably going to come back with make 10 men feel like 100 more often than not. So you've got to come up with some way to actually remove guys, because Nathan's forfeit's insane. With Insurrection, all his little weenies forfeit for like 6.
Yeah, unless Shaw has a Hyperwave scan he's ready to drop on the beach.
That'd be an interesting play. Like a Hyperwave scan and drop some guys and slide over Kylo. And I don't know what Nathan's plan is here. I'm a little
He knows
scared.
what's on top.
He does. He knows he's got the 5s. And there's Bodhi. I believe Bodhi could just be called Warm Body number 1 right here. And
yeah, Bodhi is forfeit fodder.
Baze. So I think he's going to fire the shot and make Greg burn another interrupt. Just make him lose another card. And probably just, okay, whatever I lose, I'm going to make you lose, guys. And then if I need to walk the survivors to the beach, that's what the beach is there for.
So I don't actually think there's going to be survivors this battle.
I don't think there are either. I think everybody gonna get hit. But he gets back Vanden Willard. He makes Greg lose a force. He's going to make Greg probably lose another force with the Baze shot. He's got a second Baze shot. Something to consider. When Baze dies, he's going to get a second shot off.
I don't know if he can get down that far, but if he can, he's hitting Kylo. Kylo is L dying.
And I think what you'll have to see is, because Baze is +1 to the shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you'll have to... I think he would get down to Kylo being the shot, so I think you're going to see...
Oh.
That's fine. That shot was going to get canceled either way. So, just because I'm curious, does this... Once per turn. Okay, so he can stop the death shot as well.
Yep.
So,
I don't think there's going to be survivors from this battle.
I think Greg might end up with one. I don't think Nathan's going to. And I don't love that from Nathan. Like, I don't like Luke sitting there all by his lonesome. That's a little scary.
Well, he's got blue 11 permanent pilots with him.
Yeah, we're going to stick with, I don't like Luke all by his lonesome. That's a little scary.
So, Warm Body number 1 was just shot.
Yep. And we'll see. Nathan can decide if he wants to use Chirrut, and I don't think there's any value.
Nope.
In using Chirrut now. Yeah, Darkseid's not going to lose 2 guys. I'd be shocked. Nathan's going to kill 1 guy.
Yep.
So Nathan will have no survivors.
Sorry, Garrett had mentioned he
chose not to swing again. Oh, because if he swings with Kylo and one of those destinies is canceled, Kylo will lose a force. So we are going to end up with somebody living through this battle. Now, we'll see Baze die. Baze is going to go for the shot.
This
Kylo.
should be a blind one. He doesn't know what this is.
Yeah.
Two.
And it's Wedge, Red Squad, and Leader, which doesn't get him anything, and it is what it is. But Baze will cover all the forfeit that needed to cover. Greg's got to lose a guy. Greg chooses to lose Maul just to give him that 7, I think.
I would assume he's got another one in hand.
Yeah, my assumption he's probably has one of each of them in hand, and this is just a which one is he dropping. And I think we'll see Chirrut move over to hang with Luke now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the upside for Nathan is that drops that drain of 2 to a drain of 1 and makes it cancelable via It's a Hit or some other method if Greg pays for it. And I'm not sure Greg's going to pay for it. Like, paying 3
I don't
to drain
think
for
he
1
will.
feels bad. There's never a time when paying 3 to drain for 1 feels good. There's times when you have to do it, but it's never your favorite thing. And Nathan's just going to draw a few. Like, Nathan's evened out the loss piles a little bit there.
Yeah.
Nathan drained. Nathan did a first strike ping. Nathan killed Maul. Greg playing Point Man to grab a card from Force Pile and just give himself another stacked High Destiny.
If my math is right, he's going to be able to activate to the bottom two, and it could very well be 7/7 or 6/7 or 6/6.
Oh yeah, no, he's going to activate to whatever he wants. Now with Combined Fleet action, he's only going to draw 1 Battle Destiny on the ground, so he's going to have that be the 7. But his deck is basically all, or what he's going to activate to is all good Destiny now. So whatever he wants to do, he's probably killing a couple guys. It's just, is that going to be enough? So let's see where he goes with this. So Greg activates 17, so he leaves 3, which means, yeah, he's got, I'm sure, a 7 sitting on the bottom. Yeah, if there's no barrier, Maul clears the beach here by just hitting Luke, draw 7 for Battle Destiny, that kills them both. But he loses Maul in the process.
I think he's fine with that.
Potentially Force. Like, if it's just Maul, I'd be a little concerned.
I mean,
Luke hits Maul.
True. If Luke hits Maul, maybe.
And anything like a barrier, sabotage.
Oh, Forlum gets used. There's no Maul this turn.
Okay. Well, there could be a Maul this turn that just would be a no.
Oh, there it is.
All right. I mean, that's not the battle you want to start in space either, really.
I mean, you're drawing an 8, most likely.
Yeah, I guess. If that's your shot, then maybe you've got a Thrawn or something to add to the Battle Destiny.
Or just more power.
Yeah, more forfeit fodder as well. Like, you say, fine, I'll lose Boba. So, now, how does this flip back? Just because if you don't occupy 2 Scarif locations. So
first strike will ping again.
Yep.
Shah gets Lord Maul back, and Nathan loses Rogue One from hand. I don't hate that. Without the wedge, Rogue One just doesn't do as much things as you'd like it to.
The thing is, that Rogue One in hand, he could have, because Rogue One can deploy straight to the beach, can it? Or
it might be able to, but I don't think so.
No, okay. I was gonna say, like, theoretically, you could just have dropped Rogue One at a site to keep yourself flipped and then move the transport away, but without that, you do have to worry about Rogue One getting barriered. So there's the 8 for Battle Destiny.
That'll clear the system except the actual ship.
Keep the ship, which Nathan might be okay with, actually. Like, that's, it is what it is in that regard. And there's a 5, so that'll knock out.
That's an 8.
Oh yeah. That actually is. Well, it's still the same. It's Boba because Maul's completely immune.
Ah, true.
With that, well, he can't get Turin far back easily.
There's the Ray.
Yep. And here goes Turin far. So Greg's playing this very well and just minimizing his losses here. I almost think you got to move them all away.
Yeah, I don't think you want to sit in front of.
Like your power.
Nathan knows where his 5 is.
If Nathan's got a few guys to put down to soak up that attrition, you could be down a chunk of power, and you might be just.
Even if you draw a 7, you're down 10 to Nathan's power.
Yeah, you draw a 7, you're killing 2 guys. All right, well, Greg says I know better than Garrett, and says he's going to hang out at Scarif and see where this goes. Because, yeah, Nathan knows where that 5 is and can just activate straight to that 5. Now, if he does that and Greg's got something like a close call, that'd be a real feels bad minute. So.
Nathan's saving an extra. He's saving 2.
Yeah. So the other thing we could see Nathan do here is drop Jin plus a couple other dudes on top of Kylo and then run Leia's ship away.
The only problem to deal with that is if he has the Zuckuss. Oh, Nathan activates everything.
All right. If he had the Zuckuss, I think if you do that, you probably shuttle Luke up just in case, so you have a pilot on there.
Well, and Zuckuss would clear itself if it's Luke.
Yep. So Greg gets Boba Fett and Slave One back into hand. So Greg says, I'm going to come for you in space somewhere. Or at least has the option to. And we see the Drain of 2 at Scarif. With Nathan activating everything, it kind of makes me think he's just going to stack some dudes on the ship and call it.
Or we could see another ship coming down.
Yeah, that'd be the other thing is like Han Chewie and the Falcon could make things a little spicy quick. There's another Rey. That's early for Rey. Usually you want to drop her later and maximize the cards in used so you know what you're drawing.
Nathan still has his turret once per game recirculation.
Oh, good point. Good call, Batmouse.
No. Okay. Batmouse did say it. Dang it.
Batmouse said it. I'm sorry. Good call, Logan. Batmouse, try and keep up and be ahead of Logan next time. We'll go that way with it.
Yeah, Batmouse, I'm wearing your shirt. So show me some respect.
And there's Unita to get back Torin. Okay.
So
he had the answers I did not necessarily expect. That
he actually didn't lose anything from the system. Garrett, I don't know about you, but I actually didn't see a battle last turn. It looks like the system just stayed as it was.
And that's going to be a bunch of power.
If Nathan knows where the 5 is, he could draw an 8 here and absolutely smoke.
Oh!
Cassian is huge. There's the barrier.
Honestly, you might still be okay with that barrier.
Like if you have more forfeit, then sure, but...
So, now the problem is Cassian's a passenger, so he's not going to be able to move to a pilot slot during move phase.
Oh!
And Nathan says, fine, I'm still going to cancel a Battle Destiny somehow. That was, that's not good.
Nathan did that
very well.
Nathan says, I don't like you drawing any Battle Destiny again, so we're just going to stop.
Says Battle Destinies are for the weak, and here's the Recirculates.
Nathan actually says Battle Destinies are for me, not you.
Very possible. There's the grapple to shuffle Greg's reserve deck too.
I like that. Well, the top 2 cards Shaw knew. Those were the cards that he forlombed and he put back with Point Man.
Yeah, no, I agree with the shuffle. I'm perfectly happy with that. we'll see the first strike ping here. Nathan's going to retrieve a card. I think Shaw's going to end up having to lose Maul here. Like, he can get one back.
I mean, right now you're down 7 power and a destiny, essentially.
Yeah. Like,
and you don't get to draw anything. So.
And you don't get to draw anything next turn either because of Cassian.
Yeah.
Like, that's actually very bad.
I mean, that's fine. Shaw's down 9.
And
Shaw's going to be down more than 9 after the wedge redraw with Jedi Love.
Yep, which actually I don't hate, especially because it gives him another shot at hitting a spy.
Cool.
Or just a 5. Why not?
So he draws an 8.
Yeah, that's
Shaw's down 12.
That seems good. And there is R2 bait.
There's a 0.
Yep, there's the 7 for Battle Destiny that R2 now goes to used and gives Nathan a 6 to play with as well. And yeah, so Greg Shaw is down 12. There's Maul.
I would assume you have to lose it. Yeah.
To lose Maul, and that
hurts.
That hurts. Like, that's basically going to keep Nathan on the 7 side. Because, yeah, he's got the Boba Fett and Slave 1, but I think at this point you just have to put Boba Fett somewhere else and go for the drain.
I think if you put Boba Fett at Scarif, you're just asking to lose the game.
Yeah,
unless you have other stuff, but...
With Cassian there, I don't think Greg can afford to do that. However, Greg did draw a 6 for Battle Destiny, so he knows where that 6 is and can use it. It's just, does he have any way to do anything with it right now is the question. So, Greg is still up in total force. I mean, Greg, they both have 19 cards down. Greg's got 9 cards in hand. Nathan's only got 4. You know, Greg certainly... He shuffled, so he did not necessarily get his Maul back. I think he'd retrieved the Maul with first strike and could have gotten him back with Forlom, but that shuffle moved him as well.
Yeah, Maul is somewhere in the deck.
Yeah, we'll find out. Greg just verifies his reserve deck and gives Nathan here's the 4 cards. We know one of them's a 6. One of them Greg put down with Forlom, and... hopefully one of them is nice enough to tell us what they are, but I have a feeling they're both hard focusing on the game right now and figuring out how to pull this out. So there's an Aura with Blaster Rifle, which tells me Greg knows he's hitting somebody. Unita. Nathan just says, well, I'll put an Interrupt out of play. I don't think that's particularly impactful. He puts out the Masterful Move, but like that wasn't coming back anyways, so... 'tis what it is.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have waited to see if there's a... oh, Dr. E combo coming down.
That's a little spicy there. Like, that's definitely not the...
I mean, if the reserve deck is all 5s...
11 and cheer it.
Yeah.
You've still got a decent amount of power and forfeit fodder there.
Oh.
All right, that's going to get a little more interesting. So, now Chirrut does have the... when does Chirrut look at the reserve? It's at the start of battle. If the battle was just initiated, so he can cost Shaw one of those cards off the top as well, just by using Chirrut to look at it and move it.
Yep.
So, we see Shaw get back the Infiltrator, and Nathan loses an extraneous resistance transport from hand. See the Chirrut, yep, he uses that to peek at Shaw's deck. And I'm assuming he'll move it to Force Pile, just to also force Shaw into... he can't Jedi Lev or do anything else.
No.
Alright, so he left it.
So it's a miss.
That would be my guess, is that's going to be a miss with the shot, and that's not good for Greg. Like, I think Greg was definitely hoping to make this battle a Blue 11 versus Aura, Dre, and P59. And so Greg uses Forlom instead. Now, did did Nathan go nuts and just mind trick
That's what
Greg?
I was thinking about for a second too. Did
Like,
Nathan see the 6 and say, "Hmm,
yeah, I'll leave it there and make Greg go, did I miscount something? Like, I'll be honest, if he did, more power to him. That's an amazing play. We see him draw the Van Willard for Destiny along
there's
with
the saw."
Saw, which is fine. 4's enough to hit Dr. E and Ponda, so he won't have to deal with that
Barely.
long term. But this might not go the way he wants.
If Shaw just pulled a 6 off the top of his deck, that would be incredible. So there's the
There's
5.
the
That means
5.
Luke will die.
Yep, that's going to hit Luke immediately unless we see like a first aid here.
I don't think we will.
I don't think we will either. I think this is... Nathan did a lot good in clearing the system, but this could end real poorly for him real quick.
Yeah, if this Dr. E shot lands, this could be tough.
Oh, so he's taking P59. He is not confident he's going to hit Chirrut. I don't understand not hitting Chirrut and just ending it there. Or does Chirrut... Was Chirrut defense... Oh, Chirrut's defense value 6, that's why. So he's still going to get the Battle Destiny, so... I always forget about Chirrut being one of those high defense value guys.
Silly text.
So maybe it was... Well, if it was a 6, he would have left it there, so... Nathan just loses a couple characters from reserve. That's fine. He says, well, I'm not going to have to use an interrupt. And grabs a card with Ray so he can start doing something next turn. Because Shaw can't bury her next turn. Like, even if Shaw moves... And there's the 6 for Battle Destiny, which is fairly immaterial.
It's going to... Well, that's going to kill Blue 11.
Blue 11's already hit. Like, I guess the 6, yeah, Blue 11... It's
so
Blue 11.
Bib can lose, or Nathan can lose just Blue 11 and a card.
Yeah, good point. He can keep Chirrut alive. That's... I always forget P59 is not forfeit 0, so keeping Chirrut alive is actually... That's bad for Shaw. Like, Greg's
keeping Chirrut alive in front of someone, you have to move Kylo over. Otherwise, there's a good chance you just lose the game. Losing Ant-Man off the top is a little bit unfortunate, but...
Yeah, you would have liked that to be there, but at the same time, like... You didn't want to lose another character. You got Taidu.
So he'll keep 59.
I don't hate that play. Like, his Destiny are high enough. Anybody but the, all the little weenies come down, and they're all defense value like 4, which you're going to hit and cause that 2-force ping. And that ping is what you really need to have occur right now.
Yep.
So, now the question is, he moves Kylo over.
He doesn't. He leaves him.
As I say, if he moves Kylo over, you risk your opponent just dropping a spy, taking Stardust, move Chirrut, and say, fine, let's drain race this way. He leaves Kylo, so Nathan says, fine, I'm going to leave one card in reserve and activates everything.
I think this should be the force that he used to retrieve one last turn.
Sounds right. It's really what's his plan here? Like, Greg is slowly grinding ahead, but at the same time, Greg's got to be running low on dudes.
P59 also isn't going to get a shot off because Nathan's flipped. You shoot. Oh, I placed a guy out of play. No more swing. And it's just P59.
Yeah.
It's just P59 in front of a bunch of spies.
Yeah, although he could do the same thing to Kylo and force Greg not to swing or lose a force to Kylo. So, we'll see. I mean,
Kylo's also power 7, and P59 is power 4 at a site that makes all of your spies power plus.
And P59 is also only forfeit 4. So we see both of them verify reserve deck. Neither of them are friendly enough to tell us what it is. There's Corran Horn, who's going to be another guy that Greg probably can't shoot.
Defense value 6.
Yeah.
So that needs to be... And even if they do hit, someone gets placed out of play.
Yeah. You place a random character out of play, and again, you're just going... I think this is just a raw power. Throw as many cards at him as I can, and... you might lose one guy. Like, you'll probably lose one guy to the Battle Destiny. And that's fine. Nathan might be running a little light on dudes as well.
Probably.
Like, I mean, he does have a lot in Lost Pile. He's going to have to draw some here to probably find some. So we see a Kylo from hand. So Greg says Kylo's not going to die. And Nathan peeks and forces Greg to use it. That tells me that was probably a 6.
Which would make sense.
And just he doesn't want to put a guy out of play if he doesn't have to. So we'll let the shot go and see where it goes. And yep.
Oh.
Doesn't even bother shooting. So
yeah, you don't want to give him the opportunity to place guys out of play. Either get value out of some of those spies or reduce his loss pile.
Yep. So we see they both draw 5s for Battle Destiny. So really, this is just a
site's cleared, no overflow. Well, not cleared.
Not even cleared. Like, you lose Corin.
Yep.
And there goes P59. Now Greg's got to have somebody to come after Cheer It with.
You would hope.
That's kind of that's the one thing I think Nathan, if he just didn't have guys, he needed someone else there. And Nathan, I don't hate that play.
I don't either. Like, your defense value 4 and 6, you can place a character out of play to cancel a weapon or 2 weapon destinies or a weapon destiny and a battle destiny.
Yeah, you're canceling the battle destiny in all likelihood, because if he hits one of your guys, you cancel the battle destiny, keep the other guy alive.
Yep.
And Greg would have to find another Sith Infiltrator to go with Maul in that 5-card hand to be a risk to the Rebel Transport. Like, right now what happens with the Rebel Transport is we see Walkland go out of play and quick retrieve Corin, which I don't hate at all.
No, I don't hate this either. Corin's on top, you're retrieving one if he battles.
Yeah. Like, this way it's... But there's no way to clear more than Rey from the ship at Scarif right now. And that's going to be hard for Greg to counteract.
Greg grabbed his Gick earlier, right? He hasn't had to use it yet.
I don't remember him grabbing it. He hasn't used it yet. He's not had to Gick out of a battle. I don't remember him grabbing it.
He sure did earlier.
Okay, then he did it when I was trying to fix the sound. So then he did it very early, and I don't think he's going to get in a position where he needs to Gick. I think the question is, does he have anything he can do right now, or does he have to just, like, drop Boba Fett to one of the systems and just try and reduce differential at this point? Like, he's still up a couple cards. He's got 19 down and 5 in hand for 24 to Nathan's 13 down and 8 in hand, so 21. But
Nathan's doing a lot more damage.
Behind the damage race. Like, Greg just paid 3 to drain for 1.
That does not feel good.
There's never a time I'm happy to be doing that. And he did only leave 1 Destiny in reserve, so that tells me he's not battling at the beach.
Yeah, he activated everything he could. That one force is just a product of luck or numbers.
So he may have a... but he didn't leave more than 1, so he's not planning on battling anywhere. I think if he's got any space, you can't go to Scarif right now.
No.
Like, I think you'd have to, you go Fett, and maybe there goes the Tanif from hand, which Nathan held on to that for a long time. Like, he may have also intentionally lost that trying to bait Greg into dropping the Fett, only to get met with, like, a Hanshui Falcon.
Yeah.
So, I don't love the Scarif. You're gonna lose it.
Unless Shaw knows that that's a 7 at the bottom of his reserve
Even
deck.
A 7 just costs Rey. Like, even if that's a 7, you lose Rey, you're probably losing Fett in response, and all you've done is ping 1 off first strike that Nathan's going to get back when he draws that 3. That turns into a 6. That kills Boba Fett, and then he retrieves the
Mm-hmm.
Whatever he loses here, he retrieves the Quite a Mercenary he dropped from hand.
So he'll have a 5 on top next turn.
Yeah, I don't love this play. Let's see if it gets better for him. There's a 5, so honestly, that could be far instead. Honestly, I might lose
I might as well.
far. She's a Destiny 4 for the retrieval, which you'd rather have.
It just depends
You
on what
get
he
another
has in
body
his
up
hand.
there. Like, you get another body up there to try and do the to protect against Zuckuss later. So yeah, total battle Destiny 6. Like, you cost Nathan one guy and you lost Boba Fett, and are just going to be continuing to pay to drain for one all game.
Mm-hmm.
And Nathan does lose turn far, which I think is the right play.
For sure.
So, and Greg's just picking some up. Greg is definitely struggling right now.
Greg is ahead on cards, but he's not winning.
Yeah, this is what No Idea is supposed to do against mains, though. It's just I'm going to run you out of nouns. I'm going to run you out of dudes. I'm going to run you out of ships. And I'm not going to win by a lot, but I am going to win. And that's exactly what Nathan's doing right now. He's just saying, well, slow and steady wins the race. You're draining for 1, and you're paying for it. I'm draining for 3, and I'm not. And it's not often that you look at a game of No Idea and be like, well, Stardust never left the vault. But
No Idea's winning.
I think No Idea is winning this game. So Nathan activates all but 1.
Which is unfortunate because the top card of his force pile is the 5.
I don't think he's planning to battle this turn.
Why would you save 1 if you're not planning to battle, though?
I'm not sure, but I don't... honestly, the 5, it doesn't matter what he draws against Kylo. Kylo has no immunity.
That's true.
If you're planning to just kill Kylo, it doesn't matter what you draw. You just need the maximum amount of force to do it.
Yep. And you're not overflowing him because there's a Gick in hand.
Yeah. So we see Greg loses Force Push off the reserve deck. And he owes 1 more to the drain at the beach. And there went his P-59. There's the drain at the system for 1. So
Shaw is currently only up 1 card. After he loses, so he lost Hondo.
21 to 20, yeah. And Nathan's in a much better game position.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and honestly, if Nathan's finally got the Jin, well, if he got the Jin, he's going to move Cassian over.
I like this.
Because he can still Cassian to cancel the Battle Destiny, which is just fine.
Yep.
And back up Cassian with basically any dude and kill Kylo. You choose to lose Cassian and back up. There's Jerron Webb. Who's forfeit 6, forfeit fodder.
Yeah, deploy 1, forfeit 6. Oh!
And Ezra.
There's Ezra.
Which is fine. I mean, they're all forfeit fodder.
The thing is, you're going to take a damage when he swings at Jerron. Because what is Jerron? Forfeit, or defense value 4? Oh, yeah. Maybe.
You're probably going to take a damage, but you're going to get back to Rinfar here. You're going to ping another card off first strike.
Honestly,
Greg's
it might be...
a lot of cards in hand, but he doesn't have anything else really going on.
It might make more sense to use both the Cassian cancel and the objective cancel on the swing.
You can't use the objective cancel because you used it to move.
You moved. Correct.
Per turn, yeah. I was like, you had me. I had to double check. I'm like, wait, can you do that? And we see...
Clearly, I don't play enough No Idea.
Greg loses Dr. E. and Ponda off reserve as well, and he already lost Hondo to the drain from reserve. Greg is running out of nouns. And we see the swing at Cassian. Another sabotage. So I don't actually like the swing at Cassian there, simply because Cassian made a regular move. So
yeah, Cassian's stuck
the
there.
Guy you would have wanted to leave alive. So he'd have to come back.
Shouldn't Nathan give someone the Stardust so he gets 3 extra power? I mean, I don't think it'll matter,
I
but
would think so.
oh, we got another bot.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can figure out how to. I don't think I have the power to remove them. Let's find out. Oh, I do. Block. There we
Yay!
go. And you know what? We can do two things right away. While you do that, I'm going to report
Okay.
silly bots as well.
So Bib for two, or not Bib, sorry. Shaw will play double back. Nathan grabs it, and Shaw will grab Dengar with Blaster Carbine V. So causing another damage to Shaw. It's now tied. Oh no, sorry. Nathan deployed characters. It's early in Garrett land. So Nathan draws Leia. He'll be able to pay one to retrieve one.
Which gets him back that sabotage again.
I think Nathan's played Sabotage 4 times this game. Something ludicrous.
It might not be 5. Like, he has played a whole lot of sabotage.
So Kylo didn't... Oh, Kylo did try to swing. It got sabotaged. This is getting canceled. It's a 4. Which also would have missed the swing.
Alright, won't let me delete the text, but whatever. Yeah, and I think you Cassian the can't. You're canceling it either way. Like, you're not... You just don't want to lose anybody here.
Yep.
I do wonder if you don't grab Stardust and move Chirrut in, though.
If Nathan would have attached... so it's... Shaw has 9 cards face down, and Nathan has 13. Or 15.
Yeah. So... Right now, they are exactly even on Life Force. They both have 19 cards. However, 10 of those are in Greg's hand. He's only got 9 Force to work with face down. Nathan has 4 cards in hand and 15 in Life Force. And right now, Greg doesn't have a single card with ability on table.
Garrett, correct. Can you attach Stardust during battle? At any time. You can...
Deploy on data at any time may relocate to your spy presence. So, yeah, he could have...
He would have won the battle by 3. He would have done 3 overflow if he would have attached Stardust.
Gick. What am I...
You force him to use it.
What am I missing that makes him power plus a bunch with Stardust? Am I...
On his objective. Power. Your spies are defense value plus 2.
And power plus 1 if with Stardust.
So yeah, Chirrut moves in. I like this play.
Cost him a little bit more. Yeah, I like the Chirrut moving in. And I think you take Stardust and you go, fine, I'll make it a drain of 1 instead of a drain of 2, but I'm going to Stardust ping. And again, like, Greg only has 9 Force. Greg
has a Dengar with Blaster Carbine, but you're committing 4 Force to deploy it and 3 for 2 shots in Destiny. You have 2 extra Force.
And yeah, it's 1 to battle, so it's 5 to deploy it in battle. And then 2 shots.
You're not even drawing Battle Destiny if you do that.
And you're not drawing Battle Destiny because he doesn't draw Battle Destiny.
And then you're also losing the game.
Yeah.
I mean, you are getting 2 shots. You are...
But
you probably don't kill 2 people.
They both have to be 5s. Well, they got to be 4s to hit Chirrut or...
And it looks like we're wrong. That's not the play. Shaw saves 1.
Which might be for Battle Destiny because Cassian's used his. I don't like Nathan not grabbing Stardust yet. I think you're right. There's no reason not to grab it. It changes. You know, you put it on a guy and fine, target him, whatever. Like, Nathan might just not be rushing it because he's not concerned about the plus to power because he's not going to get the Gick through. So Greg puts out something special planned for them. He's just going to use that to retrieve a ship, I think.
Either that or he's hoping he can
retrieve a starship. And
actually, he hasn't used it.
No, he used Jabba's Haven. He just put down something. So there's the Zuckuss and Mist that I was talking about as a... You know he's going to have that at some point. You need to do something with Rey.
So Rey draws the card. Here's the thing. If Nathan loses the system but retrieves one, he has his Tantive... Oh, not with the first strike ping. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the first strike ping is going to hit.
Not gonna get the reading is difficult.
Like, realistically, what's going to happen here is Nathan's going to lose Rey. He's going to pay and get all his drains and everything going on.
Well, he's not going to have to pay. He's going to get that for
Yeah,
free.
he's going to get his drains and everything, and then he's just going to probably just move away. And he lost Brave Little R2 from hand, which means if he draws a spy here, he's going to retrieve that 6 and have the 6 stacked for the return engagement.
He'll draw the 5. Doesn't do anything.
6, but that's fine. Now he knows where a 5 is. It's really just he loses Ray. That's fine. Like, losing Ray is not super impactful.
Yep. And you do 2 damage next turn.
I'd assume he does 4.
Oh, yeah. Pay to move one of the guys over.
I think you activate everything. I think you move a guy. You grab Stardust. You move one guy. You drain for 2 and 1. Ping 1. And then just run the shuttle away.
And move everyone over to the beach.
Yeah, you just move everyone with Stardust to the beach. And move the shuttle away. Maybe put a pilot on the shuttle if you've got one.
I would like to see him deploy something on the shuttle.
I think so too, just in case, and then move it away.
Correct. So he'll save 1. If Nathan has the cards to battle, if Nathan has the cards to battle, I don't hate this.
Oh, if he's got the cards to battle, if you have enough that 5 goes through to take down Zuckuss, I think you do it. And I think you do it in a heartbeat. I just don't necessarily think he does. So, although I think he's got another Ray. So he's lost Ray twice from battles, but he retrieved 1 during one of those battles. And
Didn't he also Unita one of them?
No, he Unita'd for the...
Torn.
Torn Far, yeah.
That's right.
He retrieved the Ray, and then he Unita'd for Turn Far. And we see he grabs Stardust, he uses the move to move
I don't think it... Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Endo Commando team's gone.
Which is fine. There's only one of those in the deck anyways, so they're not coming back. Chirrut moves over with Stardust. And we're going to see the damage.
4 damage.
Here. Like, 4 damage. Greg's only got 17 cards. And again, he's only got 9 down. Like, this is going to be all cards from hand unless Greg can do something about it. There goes a Stunning Leader from hand. There goes the Dengar with Blaster Carbine, which I think might have just been double backing to
try and put a card down.
Deck. Get a 2 out of deck, and even if it gets you the 1 back. Dark Jedi Lightsaber from hand. That's...
Whoa.
I guess you could grab it with the Kylo effect and put it on Grievous? I don't...
Grievous, Savage, Aura.
I guess, yeah, Savage or Aura. There's guys. We see the Stardust ping as well. And we lose the... They're still coming through. So Greg's down to 4 cards in hand and 9 force on table. And Nathan's in a pretty comfortable spot. Like, I think if you're Nathan, if you don't have enough pilots to take out Zuckuss, and I don't think you do. Like, I don't think you have 3 bodies. Yep. There's Nathan with Han Chewie and the Falcon, although...
Why would you not just go and battle... Oh, you want to make sure you can move everyone on the beach.
Because if you go and battle Zuckuss, A, you're going to pay for it, and B, if he draws the 6, you end up losing Han Chewie and the Falcon and being stuck again with Leia's Resistance Transport there.
And you also can't move everyone over. You want to be able...
not drawn.
Oh! I don't hate that.
Yeah, honestly, that's a solid little move. Like, you're fine. You do that instead. You got Han Chewie and the Falcon sitting there. I think you leave probably 3 force just so if he battles Han Chewie and the Falcon, you can potentially retrieve with your things.
Yep.
I wouldn't hate... Okay, I wouldn't have hated one more guy moving over to the beach just to theoretically back it up, although I don't think it's necessary. I think Nathan's in a really good spot right here.
Yeah, Shaw essentially has 7 force to deploy characters and draw a Battle Destiny.
And
that's what you're looking at.
He's just, without shooting guys, without killing people with weapons, those Battle Destinies just aren't that impactful. You're trading 1 for 1, because anyone he drops here, he's going to lose to Nathan's Battle Destiny
unless that's a 6, you're not clearing more than one guy,
Yeah.
even if it is a 6.
If it's a 6, you can clear the transport and cheer it, which is nice. And you'll get one back with first strike. You'll cause one ping. Like, it doesn't hurt you. You know, it probably just doesn't really advance the game state particularly either.
Exactly.
But, like, you end up in a position where you're like, okay, I guess I got rid of the Drain of 2, but it cost me one of the guys, and you're not retrieving a guy with first strike. And
And
Greg
Shaw
says, nope,
activates
Greg
everything.
activates everything. I don't think I see Greg draw up here. I think he says I can still do a couple more damage, but it wouldn't necessarily shock me either. Like, Nathan's got 12 cards down. If you don't think you can get more damage through, there's Sidious who, okay, that he'll block the drain because Nathan can't activate against him, or he just loses cheer it, and then
Loses the game.
that's bad. You know,
Yep.
his transport alone is not doing much, and it blocks the drain at 2, but you're still.
Oh,
There's the ROTS-Maul. He's gonna walk over and just. Greg says, "I got a drain race." Greg says, "All I can do here is race." That's what we're gonna do.
so move Maul over.
Yep.
I
So Maul's.
I don't know if I don't know. I don't think you move Zuckuss. I think you leave Zuckuss at
You can't move Zuckuss in front of Honshu and the Falcon. Like, even if he doesn't get Battle Destiny, he's still outpowering you. And you give up the first strike ping, you give up possibly
Yep.
2 pings or 2 retrievals to make 10 men. You can't do that. So what you're going to see here is 3 damage go through. Drain a 1, and Stardust for 1. And maybe some swapping. So there's the Drain of 1. We see a Lord Maul with Saber go off the top. Stardust for 1. I mean, Greg keeping those 3 cards in hand. I don't know what those are. None of them are scary. Like,
one of them's a Gick.
Yeah, and that might be, he's got to keep the Gick. There goes a Point Man off the top as well, so they might not be dudes. Like, if they're dudes, they're low cost. And there's the Drain of 1 at the vault. And Phantom
There's a
Menace.
7.
Now, in theory, we could see Nathan move a guy and drop
Deploy a guy
another
battle.
power and just battle and say, fine, I'm going to lose the resistance transport or whatever. And I think that's what we're seeing. And he moves Ezra, who gets the power bonus.
Yep.
With Sidious being there, so you're going to have to, really you're going to have to exclude Ezra.
Either you exclude Ezra, who's power 6, or you exclude.
Or you
Sure.
exclude Chirrut, and it doesn't really matter.
Well, the only reason you'd exclude Chirrut is if he deployed more spies, because the spies will get the extra power +2 from the beach and the.
Yeah. All right. Wedge is forfeit fodder.
Yeah, he's just there because he's got nice hair.
Strictly forfeit fodder, and he looks pretty.
Yeah.
So he's out there hanging out. See the battle. Here's the first strike retrieval, and the
Nathan
ping.
gets the Ray back.
Yeah, which honestly I think Nathan doesn't care what he gets back. It's just get a card back.
Yep.
And
if he draws a spy, he gets the 6 back, which would be kind of clutch. That puts a 6 on top.
And there goes the Erica from hand, as Greg has to say, yep, I can't do this anymore. So we exclude Chirrut, which is fine. But he's still probably going to have to get this battle. Like, he's right now down 1 before destinies are drawn. Like, power plus forfeit.
Yep.
He's at
this point in the game, you can't.
14, isn't he? No, he's at 13, so they're tied.
Yep.
So you have to worry about the Gick.
Yep.
And let's see where this goes. So, and yeah, if Nathan draws a spy, getting back that 1 more force wouldn't hurt at all. And he'll get drained for 3, which is fine. And there's something special. being placed out of play to get back a ship, which is really just, I mean, he can go get
Yeah, you can't do
Boba
much
Fett,
with
but
them.
he can deploy it. He can't bat. I think it might be a deploy it to Nal Hutta and try and get a
Right?
drain in
Yeah.
once, maybe. Like, that's really all you're going to do here. And he doesn't draw the spy for Battle Destiny. Instead, he draws a 5, which basically guarantees. I think the Gick might not need to happen. If he draws high enough, the Gick doesn't need to happen.
Not with a 3.
That's going to guarantee the Gick. With that
You
3,
can't peel 2 cards.
no, you can't. You can't afford to peel anything here. I think you lose Wedge or the Resistance
Nope.
Transport. I guess I would.
That covers everything.
Yeah, but so would Wedge, and I would have. Well, I guess.
You're not flying up in front of Zuckuss.
I would have with Ezra plus Wedge. You're outpowering him. Yeah, you give him the first strike ping back, but you block the drain, and you get back that drain. So that's fine. It's. I think Nathan's just gonna recirculate here. Oh, all right. So he moves Wedge over to get a little more backup in the vault. I'm fine with that either way. He gets the.
Shaw doesn't have any cards in hand. I don't think that was necessary.
I don't think the one force was going to be impactful either way, though. Shaw has no cards in hand. Shaw can't battle anywhere. Shaw's draining for 3, and that's it.
Yep.
Like,
so
Nathan's going to win this game by 10-ish.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He does 5 damage next turn. Shaw will get 6 damage in.
Yeah.
So Nathan will win this game by 10.
Yeah. There's the Hujix from hand that Nathan's been sitting on for, I think, the whole game. We never saw him pull it. So he's had it for a while, and there's a drain of 1, +1. Which turns it into a 2. I can't envision he's going to be doing any moving unless he just wants to shuffle a couple cards around.
No, there's no reason to.
Like,
if Nathan loses this last card from hand, there's no reason to.
And the only reason you draw cards is if you're running limited resources. If you haven't seen it yet. Nathan chooses to lose one off the top.
I think you have to move some cards around. Otherwise,
I don't think it matters.
If that card is a character and you don't have any cards in reserve deck, Maul. I mean, like, okay, yeah. I think you have to. You have to because you still have to have the threat of Maul being able to blow you out.
Yeah.
If you don't have any cards there, and I have a character, I'm just gonna drop them, pay 1 battle, retrieve 1, make you lose 1.
Yep.
And then forfeit my character.
Yeah. Now, when we see Greg draw a few, I mean, he is only leaving 2 in reserve, so
that's fine.
The other thing we could see here, well, no, he's going to keep enough. He can keep a drain. He can get 3 more damage through. There's no reason to draw up. I think we'll see, yeah.
What is Nathan doing?
Take 5.
Saving 7? What am I missing?
He knows what that card is, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. We're both a little concerned right now as Shaw's down to... he's taking the drain of 2 here. He's losing...
He's going to have 2 cards left at the end of this turn.
From hand. Shaw's only got 4 cards left. He's got 3 down and 1 in force.
He still has 2 damage to take.
Yep. And there goes a Lanadoe bead from hand. So Shaw's hand is empty.
Is this like an on the edge? Is Nathan going to play on the edge?
That would be amazing. And there went
that might be the R2. That might be the R2.
That very well could be. Nathan doing a better job of tracking than we are, apparently. So,
please, Nathan. Please play it.
That would be amazing. I'll be honest. That would be the most amusing thing I've seen in quite a while, as that card hasn't left a binder in 10 years.
So Nathan moves to his move phase.
All right.
Draw.
And yeah, pass. I don't know what he was thinking there, but Whatever. He's going to lose 3.
Nathan
He's
got me
gonna win by
excited.
10. Like,
He got me excited.
lose the card from hand, Nathan. There's Commander Melshi. So he might have been trying to math out if he just dropped Melshi and started a battle, could he do anything? And
Covers 11? No. Or 9?
no.
No.
So we see, yeah, Nathan's gonna.
If he was able to do 1 more damage, he could have won the game off of first strike ping, which would have been hilarious.
Awesome. So Nathan's gonna win it by 10. Greg's gonna have 37 in lost, as I assume Greg just picks up here.
You have to.
And yeah. Nathan will have 23 in lost. So,
heck of a game by Nathan.
That was spectacularly played. Nathan with the win by 10. So I'm gonna update. I'm gonna
go grab some food real quick.
Yeah, I've got some as well. I'm gonna be.
Looks like they're gonna take a 5-minute break.
So I'm gonna mute everything for the moment, and then we will see everybody in 5 minutes.
Sounds good.
We are back. I'm going to apologize in advance if you can't hear Logan. Let me know. I tried to trying to turn everything back on here. Yep, the differential was 10, and we see so Greg flipping it up. Greg says no idea, and Nathan going with carbon chamber testing right from the start. So I'll let you talk for a minute, Logan, while I update the info here.
Yeah, so we saw heck of a Star Wars game played last round. It was Nathan's No Idea versus Greg Shaw's Maul Revenge of the Sith. Nathan was down for a good majority of the game, as No Idea tends to be, but pulled out a comeback, and after some battles, some first strike pings, and playing Sabotage like 100 million times, Nathan was able to win game 1 by 10. Lost piles, I don't remember. Somebody said them somewhere. Thank you. 37-23. So we are going to be starting game 2 here. So, Shaw again on No Idea, and Nathan on Carbonite chamber testing.
And Nathan looks like he had a decent opening hand. He's got the Jabba's Haven from hand, so he's using that to go grab Nal Hutta right away. And he's got a bunch of activation going. And Boba Fett's going to grab the Mithril and do his move, and it is what it is.
I noticed that Nathan has not pulled the free movement card yet.
He may have open-handed it. Or he might just say, I'm going to pay 2 and not worry about it.
Or just open-hand it.
That would make sense. So, alright. And there's the move. So now, Greg, you can't go to the AC on turn 1. Like, everybody's +1 with the spare. I don't think this is the matchup Greg wanted to see.
No. I don't think you ever flip over No Idea and want to see Carbonite chamber testing.
Yeah, because Scum matches your retrieval with, just running dudes at you. And as long as
your minus deploy cost.
Yeah, and as long as they don't do anything silly and get as long as Nathan doesn't under-deploy somewhere and run himself into a bad situation, this could be another slog kind of a game. This could definitely be a slow game to...
Yeah, Nathan doesn't seem to like to play games that ever get won or lost fast. He likes to play grindy games.
Nathan definitely likes to grind out his wins. But,
for sure.
I mean, he's winning, and we see... So Greg activated 10 and activated both his docking bays. As he gave
That's what you love to see.
And Nathan saying, hey, that deck looks really familiar. That's not great for Greg. Like, Nathan knowing what's coming.
Yeah. I wish Nathan would have...
Here's what I can do. I wish Nathan would have given us all the Destiny numbers. But
that's what I was going to say. He's just... Unfortunate. He's not dedicated like I was.
We'll have a chat and team chat about why he didn't give us all 32 Destiny right here so we could start tracking him. And Greg says, well, not putting on the beach on turn 1 might have slowed things down a little bit, changed the way the game was played. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to throw the beach out right away. I know you got aliens. Come get it. And,
there's Taidu.
Yep, there's Taidu to draw a card. So, it's random weenies time. That's what No Idea is. It's tons of little troopers and,
Yep.
The thing is, Nathan has to understand and make sure he's, in the same position Greg was. Battling single battle Destiny is a really bad way to play against No Idea.
Unless you're shooting weapons.
Yeah, you've got to have weapons. Open-handing Jin is pretty solid there. That's a
Yeah, that
good.
helps.
That's a good spot. So we see Jin. I assume we'll see Taito grab the Stardust and go grab it. I'm going to grab projection right away. So Greg says, we're going to mitigate the heck out of this damage. I need to win by 11, so I can't afford to take anything right now. And
Greg accidentally passes his deploy phase here.
oh, okay. I'm sure we'll see a revert, and I mean, I expect I'll see a revert. I can't imagine. Yeah, Nathan is not the kind of guy who would. Oh well, I'll take advantage of this. I mean, this is a big tournament. This is the top 8 in the GEMPC. This is Nathan's first top 8. Like, I like that. Something we've talked about before, and I've certainly talked about before. The community has evolved to a point where almost everyone, and really everyone, are good guys. You know, and this is not I get to make a win because my opponent clicked a button wrong. Like, in real life play, Greg doesn't take it in hand and go, all right, let's move to deploy or move to move phase. I mean, wait. Like, Greg knew what he intended to do. Nathan knew what he intended to do. You let that happen and let play skill.
Yeah.
dictate.
I mean, I was going to say, with the exception of Dan, everyone's great guys, super nice to each other and me, because Dan refuses to be nice to me by mispronouncing my name every time.
Yeah, but I mean, you've seen Dan's last name, right? Like, Dan might just not know how to pronounce a last name in general. So it might not be so much that he messes up yours. It's, that he just can't pronounce a last name and just is so used to them being pronounced wrong that he assumes that's the right way to do it.
That's fair too.
So, we see Greg grabs Stardust on Taidu, moves Taidu over, and all of this is exactly what we expected. Stardust goes to Jin, so now that Beach is a drain of 3, so Nathan's going to have to do something about it, but this is the turn to do it. Like, if you've got an answer for barrier, this is absolutely the time to do it. Oh, Dan catches so many strays on stream.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I'd almost feel bad except for the fact that we were absolutely murdering Batmouse earlier. So it's
okay. Batmouse couldn't hear us from all the way down there. So Shaw loses Hantuing the Falcon from the top of reserve deck. That's a little bit unfortunate. I feel like space is going to be one of the main determinants of this game.
That's if he can't bury that, like, that's something Nathan needs to do right now, is figure out a way to bury that, because Unita, although Shaw already did use his Walkling to grab projection, so he may not have an Unita right away, but getting that back could be bad. So let's see. So Nathan drops Proxima with Boba. He did not get Scum yet. And there's IG-88. There he's going to get Scum. Okay.
Feels like the wrong order. We love you too, Dan.
He should have put Scum down before Proxima. He cost himself a force there. Long term, that force probably doesn't change things too much, and he moves the gun to IG simply because, frankly, there's no battle happening this. Not in the audience chamber.
I think you'd rather have the gun on IG no matter what, though.
Yeah, but you lose at least one of the FET interrupts requires him to have the gun. Those are all those early defensive interrupts, and you're not using them right now. So
yeah, no idea can't really come down in battle when you have 13 force.
And there's no...
And your guys don't deploy -1, they deploy +1.
Yeah.
Like, that is...
And there's no other benefit to the gun being on FET than just the gun. Like, you've already used the once per game relocate. It is what it is. And Nathan's just drawing a few. He says, I'm going to eat that drain of 3, I guess. And that's fine. Like, now he's kind of set up for next turn. What require? Oh. And we see Bring It Before Me, subscribe with Prime. That hit his 6-month streak. I do believe 6 months is a foil of some sort. You'd have to check the forums for that, and I can check the forums or I can talk about the game. Doing 2 things at once is not something I'm good at. See the battle order come down, but subscribing with Prime, it's free if you've got an Amazon Prime membership. It puts some money towards the PC, which pays for, well, not us because Logan and I are volunteers, and volunteers sort of by definition don't get paid, but it pays for the other stuff. The Eclipse event in a couple weeks that's happening in in Indianapolis, and we'll let everybody see the eclipse on Monday afternoon. Is going to be awesome as we see.
Interestingly enough, Nathan is shield busted.
And lost his symbol of fear, Slave 1.
Well, he lost that from hand.
Yeah, which is interesting because in a game where space is going to be key, a ship
Maybe.
You could put a dude on. Seems good.
I mean, at the same time, though, maybe he's just trying to be nice. Greg lost one of his ships. He'll lose one, or Nathan loses one of his.
Yeah, I mean, being nice is not that's not in our ethos. But yeah, as I was saying, as we see Greg going to deploy Docking Bay, Amazon Prime membership is a great way. If you have not, the first game ended with Nathan by 10. Nathan with a victory by 10 force. If you haven't yet done the PC Players Committee donation, that's going on right now. The information is on the forums. Those deck boxes are gorgeous. I know on Slack, Jared posted a picture of all of the boxes he is loading up and, taking up an entire living room that I'm sure his wife is less than enthused about all of that going on. But the Players Committee donation program ends on the 31st of March, so you've got a week and a day left to donate and get a chance, and not even a chance, you can donate, you can get the Darksaber box, which is gorgeous, you can get all this other stuff that's going on. Greg says, I'm just going to draw a few. He backed up Jin with the commando team.
Yep, Nathan won for first game by 10.
Yep, Nathan is plus 10. That is correct. So
Shaw just drops Endor Commando team and draws.
I don't hate that. Right now, Greg's ahead in everything.
Yeah. Oh, I got it. Oh, I did not see you send a message. That's my bad.
So I feel bad for Bill missing out on the witty banter, like us making fun of Dan and Batmouse.
Well, I mean, I think we should make fun of him since he can't hear us. It's only fair, right?
Yeah, but I mean, what are you really going to make fun of Bill for? His best friend. I have the sound on it. I'm missing out on witty banter. I see you, Abby. So, I mean, Bill's best friend since they were kids is here playing in the top 8 of the GEMPC, and Bill is somewhere drinking spicy beer and not in the top 8 of the GEMPC. So, he might just be trying to deal those sorrows away. We see
Duro.
Yeah, we see the Duro off the top of the Proxima. That's really just, frankly, that's a miss for Nathan. That's not the alien he was hoping to get, but
Unless there's a P-59 in the deck.
Yeah, I mean, a noun's a noun. You like having dudes. Nathan says, I'm going to go to space right away. I don't like paying for drains. I want you to pay. See Zuckus and Misthunter up there? I gotta imagine.
Whoa. Nathan
That's
is
an aggressive line.
Nathan is deciding he wants every system and location.
And I don't that would make more sense if he was not shield busted and could throw out resistance to reduce that drain at the beach by 1.
Yeah, this feels weird without resistance out.
I don't love this play. Granted, Honshu and the Falcon's dead.
I assume he has a barrier.
Yeah, like he may be just trying to bait out and figure out where he can go and get Greg to deploy guys so that he can battle them and start getting cards back.
Yeah, because that 4 damage a turn is hurting right now.
Yeah, that 4 damage a turn is going to add up real quick. Especially since he's only doing 3 in return. So, because right now, I mean, Greg's actually up by like 6 force. So we got 26, 36 to 33, 43. Yeah, Greg's up by 7 force right now.
And it's going into his turn. It's going to be up 11 in the second.
If he pays the 3 to drain. That's the other thing, is right now, that paying 3 is going to add up as well. And
I think you should, though.
I think you have to. I think there's no reason not to. You don't love paying to drain at any point, and there's the cold.
There we go. So this makes a little bit more sense.
Nathan heard our concerns and corrected them. I'm okay with this. So
I am much more at peace with this play now that he has resistance on table.
Yeah, the resistance makes it make a lot more sense. And at the same time, it's still just Nathan is taking an aggressive line.
That hurts.
Thrawn our preserve's a little bit bad. Although Thrawn's one of the few guys that would set for... And Greg does not drain.
I think, even though it gets reduced to 2, I think burying Thrawn would have been incredibly valuable.
I think he's expecting to battle and bury Thrawn. The only reason you don't drain is if you're going to be deploying things to battle.
Mm-hmm.
So, I expect we're going to see something like that. I think we'll probably see drop a guy to the Data Vault, drop some ships somewhere so you get the flip, and then hope you draw a spy to retrieve Honshu and the Falcon.
Going for
Rogue One or a Corvette.
I mean, he might have the docking bay, Garrett. He might have the docking bay.
Yeah. And yes, he could Haven for Thrawn. I think the Haven play is much better for a better ship. But yes, you could Haven for Thrawn if you had to get him. So we see Rogue One plus Lieutenant Blount, followed by Luke Skywalker Virtual. Luke Skywalker V is a card Nathan did not get out against Greg. He kept Luke with Saber on table for a long time. That ping retrieval is going to slow things down as well. And there's Rogue One.
So now they're back equal in power because subtracting 1 from the Battle Destiny and then adding 1 to the total.
Yeah.
So they're back to basically equal.
Well, but Despair is going to give him +3 power in the battle.
I don't play Aliens enough to know what that card does. I know it adds 1 to the drains, but
it's more. I think Rogue One is fully immune there, is it not? Yeah. So Rogue One's fully immune.
Ooh, Don't Tread on Me is probably going to go get sand, which means Woof is going to do absolutely nothing.
Woof will be forfeited, and that's fine.
Or Grappling Hook.
Okay, which would have slowed down the barriers that Nathan didn't play. I'd imagine at this point what we're going to see is Woof lost to the Battle Destiny. And really...
Well, I mean,
what
he has to draw...
is drawing...
Oh. So, here's the thing. Greg has to draw a 5 to kill Woof.
Yeah. Actually, he's got to draw a 6, because it'll be subtracted by 1.
Ray adds 1 to the total.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it is a 5. Fine. Whatever.
Ooh! Voyeur!
And Greg grabs it immediately, which I don't hate at all.
I would have done the same thing.
Honestly, that's almost a spite grab. Voyeur has ruined so many games for me that, I'm going to give all of my prospective opponents in the future a freebie here. If you play Voyeur, I'm going to grab it. Now, the big thing with that, though, for Nathan is that buried Han, Chewie, and the Falcon.
Yeah.
So a Battle Destiny draw of the
Spy no longer gets it.
Spy now just gets him back a 5, which is good.
I think that's why he played it.
Falcon.
When he saw the interrupt play, he knew he had to bury it.
And I think that was if that was the thought process, that was a spectacular play on Nathan's part. And, you know, Nathan, who we've talked about, he came into this as a 100 seed and proceeded to freight train some very good players and me out of this into the top 8. Like, he is proving that just because the committee maybe hasn't heard of you certainly doesn't mean you can't play.
Yep.
And we see the Chariot.
So there's the Chariot.
So there's the draw that would have retrieved the Falcon and instead just gets back the Don't Tread on Me.
That's a 1.
Yeah, so it's a 2 with, you know, realistically, Greg's probably okay with, fine, I'll lose Blount. And it's more, he won't cost Nathan anything.
Yeah, that hurts.
You lose Blount to cover the battle damage and call it a day.
Yep.
So, but at the same time now,
Nathan might get the rebeat.
Have a lot of power there. Like, Nathan could definitely. This is where if Nathan has some pilots, I could see a Jabba's Haven to go get Slave 1 and just load it down and try and go nuts.
It's in. You get to retrieve it into hand, correct?
Yep, it is into hand. So We'll see what he gets here. First, he's going to activate, grab a card with IG. And then I assume we'll see a Proxima Peak as well, which is also going to get him a. And Greg knows something bad might be happening.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, that hurts.
Greg missed on another
escape button.
Because he missed already with the document. Well, the odds on those things have not been in Greg's favor.
They have not.
So Greg loses Melshi from the top of reserve to the Draenei Nalhutta, to the Draenei at the audience chamber, and barrier off the top. Here's the Proxima, and Nathan reveals the top 3.
Not kind enough to show us. Take Zam Wessel.
Grab Zam. Perfectly cromulent. Grab. Zam is a whatever.
Zam's an alien.
Yeah. Zam's a warm body. Like, in a scum deck, a warm body is what you want. Retrieves Thrawn with his objective.
Oh!
Wow!
Dengar and punishing one to cancel the immunity to attrition on Rogue One is huge.
That is... Nathan has had every answer, every possible play, and Mighty Jabba, who...
Woof isn't an alien leader, but Wessel might be.
I feel like there's a... I don't think Zam is.
The Hondo certainly is.
Nathan says we're going YOLO here. And Forlorn. 3 Battle Destinies.
God.
And you have 0 immunity.
Just want to point out, Dengar does add 1 to the total Battle Destiny.
Just in case you weren't clearing enough stuff.
Yep.
I mean, realistically, if he clears the Rogue One here, like, that might just be it. Like, if he draws high enough on those 3 draws to just clear Home 1.
That's actually Rogue One, not Home 1, though.
Okay, well, I mean, if it was Home 1, it'd be even cooler, but with Rogue One, and even without it, like, who do you lose for? Like, you might just lose Woof here and say, fine, I've still got a bunch of ability. There's a 4.
I still think you lose Dengar. And then, if you need to get him back, you have the Haven
3.
pull.
Depends. I mean, you kill both his characters already. And a 2.
4-3-2.
So he's got a 10 for total battle destiny. That kills both dudes. Yeah, I could see Dengar and just fine. I've got a bunch of, I've got 3 battle destiny, a ton of forfeit up here. Good luck.
Yep.
Like even if he draws sand. Oh, or lose Hondo. All right, I don't love that play, but I do understand it.
Yeah, you lose a battle destiny, but you get to keep Dengar, and you stop any
Yeah.
potential extra fully immune to attrition
You
next
stop
battle.
the immunity, which is big. Um, Greg's gonna have to pay to drain again. Like that's he definitely was not hoping that that would occur.
I don't think Greg was hoping that he was going to lose the system.
No,
I'm no expert.
This definitely did not go the way Greg envisioned. And we see the carbonate chamber. Activate 1 just to give him a force to grab something. This is going right now, early on, about as good as it could have for Nathan.
Yeah. Nathan is not playing to lose by less than 9. He's playing to win.
Nathan is definitely not playing to keep it close. Nathan says, I think I can win this, so let's roll. And I'm not sure he's wrong. Like Greg again,
I don't think he is.
Drain. I think Greg says, I got to put out guys. I can't afford to pay 3 to drain for 2. And gives up the verify. Is Nathan going to drop the force push combo just to really end the... just to hit every single card he needs?
Well, I mean, Shaw doesn't have any interrupts. It's no idea. It's just 50 characters, so...
The interrupts are important, though, because they're Destiny 5 instead of 2. So...
Yeah, but you don't get to retrieve one, so...
Yeah, but 2 is good. Especially when all of Nathan's stuff is immune to less than 4. From my favorite decoration. So, 5s are kind of important.
Meh. Who cares about drawing good Destiny?
And we see Commander Vanden Willard come down to get the flip. That's cute. Like, I think...
Okay, cool. Now you can pay 6 to drain 3.
Yeah, well, I think Greg's just trying to cycle. Greg needs cards. Greg needs something to do, and he doesn't have it right now.
Yeah.
So he's going to eat a drain of 4. Because Scarif's a drain 2 system, isn't it? Oh, no. Unless
it's -1.
Or your Imperial. Okay. So he'll take a drain of 3. But it's more a function of, like, where is he going to put guys out? Because if it's just 3 to 3 and Nathan's retrieving 1 and you're not...
All right, there we go. Leia Organa comes down to the Carbonite chamber.
That's nice.
It's a drain of 2, I guess.
I don't love putting guys down against scum.
Oh, and you don't reinforce.
Like,
in fact, you just leave it wide open.
I don't love... Like, basically, any body that draws Battle Destiny is a problem for Leia right now. And, yeah, you gotta match the width, but Scum... You don't match the width by putting a lone guy down. You lose games that way against Scum, because long term, you're just, fine, I'll trade a guy for a guy, but I'm retrieving 2 while I do it. Like, that's not...
This does not seem like a good...
That's not a winning play. Now, I expect he's probably got a barrier or something to try and keep Leia alive. But, I don't know. Yeah, and he might be counting on Nathan. But Nathan gets the IG-88 force pull.
Nathan hasn't used Aura, hasn't used Mara, hasn't used any of his other tips and tricks.
Yeah, the gamble, you're right, Hobby. I think he needed to do something to make this happen, but I don't know. That Leia's going to end badly for him. And there's Greedo, who's basically a warm body, but he's a warm body who's power 3 and, so power 6 with despair. Like, this is not a good position for Greg. Like, I'm not sure what Nathan's going to do to Leia, and I'm not sure what answers Greg is hoping he has. I think Greg had to draw to find his... Has Greg ever gotten to drawing to his Hoojix? I don't think he did. So he may still not even have the Hoojix.
He might have gotten it when he deployed the Ray.
It's possible. And we see the retrieval here. I expect we're just going to see... Oh, why not? That's artillery.
Yeah!
Greg's
Great job,
like,
Nathan.
I have to grab that. There's no way you let that 7 just sit and pull off. And there goes the other Luke from reserve. So, not that...
If you're Nathan, you have to battle and have to bury that like that.
And there's Zam, who's also going to cause force loss when Leia dies. Because she's a leader. And
oh, boy. Zam might not get the ping off because if Nathan initiates, he's going to have to lose first.
Yeah,
so unless there's another character there.
Possible she won't get the ping off, but honestly, like, if you just run out these guys. So I don't hate that because I'd rather have more power at the data vault.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what you didn't want to do was end up with... You don't want to put Duro with Zam, and you end up with one of them living, just in case. Oh, there's Greedo, so that's how Zam lives.
Unless he draws a 5. Then Zam dies.
If he draws a 5, Zam will get it, but Zam will get the ping off first. Because you'll lose... Oh, you know what? He doesn't get a Battle Destiny there. Zam only draws if unable to otherwise, or Zam draws if alone.
Okay, so the good news is he's up 7 power.
Yeah.
So unless Shaw draws like a 5 or 6, he's probably losing Leia.
And even if Shaw draws a 5 or 6, you're still... So
4.
He draws a 4, which is Greedo.
I mean, is Shaw gonna rip 3 off the top here? I don't know if he can.
It's Greedo either way because Zam draws when she's alone.
Well, so, I'm just saying, is he going to get the ping off?
I think you have.
It's either Leia and a ping or 3 off the top.
2 or leave Leia and 3, and that tells me Greg didn't have a lot to defend against.
No.
Zam, because you're effectively that 2 force. You could have lost 3 instead and kept her alive.
Yeah.
And you're not doing that. Instead, Nathan's going to battle, and Nathan's going to start...
Ooh. Okay, so he gets Leia back.
Okay, and Greg's going to start his next turn with Nathan having no cards in Lost Pile.
I don't know if you pay the 2 to retrieve. Okay. I was going to say, or draw, but...
No, because you've got IG, you've got Proxima.
That's fair, that's
fair.
So
much going on that gets you cards, I think...
Okay, but what if Greg plays on the edge and you can't grab it?
Well, he'll activate one with Carbonate Chamber Console.
Oh, okay. No, we're okay though.
So that was it. Greg's gonna lose a dude here, and probably just one. And then he has to peel.
Yep.
Nathan has put Greg in a lot of real uncomfortable spots here. Real aggressively, and I like
the line that Nathan's taking.
I think he's taken a super aggressive line, and I love it, and I think it's worked out well for him. I know, you heard some questions early, like when he spread and cold feed it out for the
resistance,
but I think Nathan is playing this. Nathan wants to play this aggressively. It's better to just go for the win than try and slow play and play too softly and end up losing by 11 or 12 and losing this match. Nathan is going into this as I've got nothing to lose by playing my heart out, so let's go for the win. And he's doing a spectacular job of it.
I believe the term we used for him yesterday was freight train.
That was, and he's, as I said, if memory serves, I'm not sure he's lost a game in the GEMPC other than one to me. Like, he won both of his games against Gogolin. He split with me and won handedly on differential because he took advantage of my mistakes. And I think he won his other games. Like, he came in as a 100 seed with something to prove, and he's proven it. Like, he is playing outstanding. He's got to do something here, though. You certainly can't just drain and do nothing. So he's going to have to deploy some guys. He's got to have something happen. It's a question of what. So,
He's got the commander Willard, like drop and draw, but I mean he's got 8 cards in hand. Jin and the commando team are already put down at the beach.
I mean, he's flipped, so theoretically he could move Jin into the vaults, and you move Jin into the vaults.
I completely agree, Hobby. People just didn't do their research.
Yeah, he was not someone we knew. Like, even, on the team, he wasn't super vocal early on when he joined us, and, like, he's definitely done more of that. Here's the Stardust retrieval.
Ping.
Or ping, yeah. I mean, at some point, Greg's going to have to pay to drain. And there went Thrawn off reserve deck again, which, okay.
I have a feeling Thrawn will get retrieved next turn when there's a battle.
Possibly, unless we see a drain for 2 here. But, because I think you have to go after Shizor and Duro.
You can't let them sit.
You use the objective to move Jin.
There we go. Jin will move over.
Yep, Jin's going to move over. Jin will, or the commando team?
I don't like that.
You move Jin to get the extra battle destiny. Like, Cassian's fine.
I still don't get why there's no Jin.
Yeah, like, Jin would be better.
Jin would be extraordinarily better. You get Stardust, so all your guys are power +1. You get an extra battle destiny.
Yeah.
You get to cancel the battle destiny, and you get a shot.
Yeah. No, Nathan hasn't played in a ton of big events before and hasn't done much, so it was hard to seed him appropriately. Like, I'll fully agree with that, and Greg says we're going to empty the hand and hope. Like, Nathan's got 10 power, his battle destiny's getting canceled. He's got another 9 in forfeit, so he's at 19 to Greg's 20 plus whatever. Like, I don't know. Especially with all that stuff moving over, I still feel like Jin would have been a better move than the commando team.
I 100% agree.
Like,
commando
team is you're.
It's 8 power versus
unless you
4
were scared
power.
you weren't going to be able to move back and defend the commando team, but like you have the force now to, move a couple bodies back and spread. Like, you're not going to leave Jin alone. So we'll see what happens here. And Nathan grabs a card. Normally I'm a big proponent of leave that one force. He must be hoping to find a Gick or something, because you'd want to be able to grab an interrupt. You'd want to be able to do something.
Yeah, no Gick could be rough here.
The thing is, no Gick, you're peeling a few force.
If base hits both of them, you're feeling a lot more than a few.
Oh, yeah, I guess if base hits, that's going to be bad. I forgot Baze is there a shooting. So,
And he has the dude who subtracts 1 from your battle destiny.
Well,
Like,
Baze only shoots 1. Because you're not gonna lose Baze, because you're gonna cancel the battle destiny.
true.
So you don't lose anyone. So Baze is only shooting 1. I assume Baze will shoot at Shizor just for the extra knock down the 6 forfeit.
Yep.
So, and there's a solid hit.
That's a hit.
So Nathan definitely, he needs a gick. But at the same time, like, even if he peels some here, he's so far ahead on board state. Like,
Greg has committed a lot to the ground.
Greg's got a lot on the ground, but he can max out at 5 damage a turn, which is reduced to 4 with the...
Unless Jin comes over.
Well, he's still 4 damage a turn. He can drain for 2 and 2.
Stardust
being 5.
Stardust
for 5, yeah. So he can make it 5, which gets reduced to 4 because of my favorite decoration being a constant retrieval.
Yep.
So, and they're just trading 4 at that point. It's going to be tough for Greg to win a game by 11 when that's done. So, Greg does not cancel the battle destiny. And it might be he's planning to lose Baze, so he's losing Baze and hoping to hit the shot right here, which is a good play. Like, that's a real strong play and cut out that forfeit.
Well, to be fair, he searched his deck. He knew what he was drawing.
Yep. So this is a... Nathan needs the gick, or this could be bad.
14 would hurt if there's no gick.
Yeah. But peeling 14 would be unpleasant. So we'll see those two go to lost, and there's the gick. Yep, so Nathan says, fine. You did everything you could. And Greg sad faces it. I'll be honest, I think that was Greg's shot.
Yep.
Yeah, and even, Nathan said, hey, it was worth the shot. Like, that was the play. I don't see a line here for Greg to win by 11.
I think this is Nathan's game to lose.
Yeah,
he has to have
it no matter what. I think Nathan has to do something very dumb to lose. I do think Nathan needs to back up Zam now.
Yeah, you can't leave Zam alone.
I think Zam is Zam's the weak point here. Like, you'll get the gick back with the objective, but I don't think you can. I don't think you're running 2.
I still would have liked to have seen Jin instead of the commando team. I don't know. He might not have had the force in his reserve deck, but
it would have changed his. He didn't have any more. He didn't have any extra draw.
It ups him from 4 to
5 for damage.
Yeah.
He can do the move. He can just move her during his turn.
That's fair.
Like, that's drain a 1 at Nalhutta. He loses I don't like sand. Here's a drain a 1 at the Carbonate Chamber.
Also, all of his spies would have been power +1 from Stardust.
Yeah. The thing is, though, if Nathan doesn't have that gick there, that extra power doesn't matter. Like, without that gick, Nathan loses that game either way. That gick was the game saver, and the extra power from Stardust was immaterial. Nathan loses the game without the gick. He peels too low. Life force count right now, we have Bib, Nathan with 25 down and 5 in hand, and Greg with 14 down and 8 in hand. So Greg's got 13 down, or 14 down and 7 in hand now, so...
Nathan has 32.
Yeah.
Greg's
20-ish. Yeah. As we see Turin Fargo from reserve. So yeah, Greg's at exactly 20. And here's the Proxima. Reveal. Misses everything on Proxima. Which I don't think he's crushed about. Like, at this point, I think you back up Zam a little bit with whatever you've got just give yourself more forfeit and just stick with your heavy drains.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to see a barrier just to slow things down as we see, yep, go get the kick back. And then next turn you can get that back with IG, potentially. And there's Jabba's Haven to retrieve probably Shizor. And maybe just Shizor to back up Zam, and because there's nowhere else I'd want to put him right now. I don't like any of that. I really don't like any of that unless so Shizor gets barriered. I don't understand that play. Like, yeah, in theory he's not drawing Battle Destiny against you, but like, why?
Huh.
Okay.
Interesting.
Nathan, I don't like how aggressively he played that. I really don't. So
He can't battle.
Which is probably for the good. Like, is he just doing that to reduce the drain? Like, you were winning this drain race, and I don't know. So, Greg puts Walkling out of play to grab his turn, get his turn far back. I just don't like any of what happened there. Although one thing that we may see Nathan do next turn, especially if he's able to keep, there's the imbalance to make Greg lose a force right away. I could actually see Ellis and Hinthra landing at the beach, especially if Shizor stays alive, and you just, all right, I'm going to threaten 3 Battle Destiny at the beach, and just move Zuckuss over to Scarif to back up Dengar. But I don't love putting them at the beach. I would have much preferred to see Shizor just back up Zam and you let the beach drain go for a turn. Like, Greg's got to pay for it. It's only 2. Like, just let it go. So, yeah. I mean, Greg's only got 5 cards in hand. He probably doesn't have enough to come down too hard on Zam. Especially since Zam will be power 7 plus a Battle Destiny. But that might
the
be
freight train indeed has no brakes.
Yeah, the freight train is not slowing down the aggressive lines at all. I assume you drain and move. Well, you maybe don't drain. You Stardust, and then move the commando team over to do stuff. And I think Greg's just deciding how many Battle Destinies he's going to draw. Like, you move the commando team over, and now you're back to drawing 2 Battle Destinies instead of 0, because Shizor doesn't do anything.
You have to assume Shaw has another character in his hand, too.
Yeah. Which is, again, where, like, I might have said don't deploy P-59 and land Ellis. Like, landing Ellis suddenly becomes a nasty battle there.
Jin loses her game text, Jabba adds.
Game text, you're drawing 3 Battle Destiny, like, Cassian's cute canceling one of those, but, like...
Then you get a swing and a shot.
Well, you don't have P-59.
Okay.
Force. I would have said leave P-59.
That's fair.
So, there's Cold Feet off the top, so there goes a 5 that he would have liked to have. If Shaw's got a guy in hand, he may not use the move text to get the commando team over as much as you'd like that commando team for the power.
So he saves 1.
Because he wants... Which... He's got to play Cheer It here. We know he's got to Cheer It. Like, he saved 1... Well, yeah, because that was all he could. He activated all 13.
Yep.
So, I could see a Cheer It here and take advantage of the Recirculate text as it got, used on him last game. That's about all he's got, though. Like, he's only got 5 cards in hand. I don't know what else his plan is to go through stuff here. And I don't think he can just... I don't know. So there's Leia in front of Zam.
The problem is you're probably going to peel too to the Zam.
Yeah,
Unless you have another character.
Yeah. And the another character, if you're doing that though, I guess there's no reason to use your objective to move someone over to the beach just in case. So, yeah, Leia against Zam alone feels really bad.
Yeah.
Like, alright, so there's
It's better.
Jerron Webb. That's definitely better. That means you lose Jerron Webb. And you don't peel, but like you're still giving Nathan the opportunity to scum beat back at you.
Yeah. I mean, Nathan will have potentially 5 cards next turn.
Yeah.
And there's the Ezra.
Which is fine. You're still not overflowing Zam.
Nope.
God, I remember that movie. Leia, Jerron Webb, and Ezra taking on Zam, the bounty hunter. And we see Bib going and grabbing a card. Actually, so he'll have 6 cards next turn because he grabs the one with IG now. And the next turn, he potentially hits an alien with Proxima and grabs a card with IG. Like, Greg might take this site. And he's
Especially
okay.
with a 6.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. The 5 for Battle Destiny, he's at 11. Zam already covers that. So, this is
A 3.
It's a 3, which is fine. Zam covers the... And there went Jerron Webb. And there went Zam.
Justin, we weren't saying the people in the tournament were underestimating him. We were talking about his placement.
Yeah.
So, ranking him 100. Not talking about people during the tournament underestimating him.
Once he got to you, you had to give him, at least some respect, as he beat a lot of good players to get to you. It's just being ranked 100 was a tough, it was like, okay, we didn't know who this guy was. So Nathan's going to activate. He chooses to let Shaw activate with Ezra. Fairly immaterial. He moved the commando team over at the end just to get the bonus from the
2
beach.
Battle Destiny.
Yeah, so he gets the Battle Destiny. I expect, we're going to see a drain of 3 here. And Shaw's down to 12 cards down and 4 in hand. Like, in every drain right now, Shaw has to pay for. So, he's only activating 13. Like, even if you just evacuate the
Well,
beach,
he doesn't have 13 cards.
Yeah. But it means it's going to cost him 9 of those 12 to drain in 3 spots. So, like, even if you evacuate the beach and say, fine, you can drain for 2 at the beach, I'll move to the data vault, there's not much he can do there. So, let's see.
Dan, thank you for subscribing for 55 months. I don't know what any of the rewards are, so I hope you can figure it out.
I don't think there's anything at 55.
There might be one at 60, but...
There's definitely one at 60. As we see the drain of 1, layers resistant transport going off the reserve. And Greg does his Commander Vanden Willard shuffle. Drain of 1 at the audience chamber. And we'll see another card disappear here.
I mean, Dan, I don't know why you're making fun of Garrett. You lost to some guy named Joe Olson. I mean, I've never heard of him, and I don't think anyone else has.
His name is Joe. That's a very common name. I'm not sure who it is. And actually, the Scarif drain is 2 now, with Mara being on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's... And there goes Zam coming back. This game has gone about as well as it possibly could have for
Nathan.
He has done everything very well, and he reveals the top 3. We don't see a reshuffle, so that means he's getting a dude. So...
The freight train named Nathan Russell is continuing to go at full speed ahead.
The train is all over the tracks here. He is running. He grabs Dasper, which is really just get a 1 out of my deck.
Yep.
There's Django. who doesn't do anything but adds forfeit. Like right now,
Yep.
you're okay with just fine. Draw your 2 battle destiny. I'm going to add forfeit. I'm going to kill as much as I can.
Nathan gonna
Dasker,
go and retrieve some cards?
yeah, Nathan says, fine, I'm going to retrieve cards. This is what I want to do. And I'll be honest, I don't hate that play. Like, again, you just grind him out. Oh.
Whoa.
Right. So he is shooting.
Oh.
There's the Antilles maneuver, which.
That is a well-timed Ant-Man.
That was very well timed, and it impacts.
You're not battling with the Jas anymore.
Turn. Probably not, but I think you might have to move him away.
Oh, but you're paying 2 to. Are you just not swinging that?
Not swinging and counting on just the.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh boy. So this could be bad. It's a 4, so
okay,
she's
so
hit.
She's hit. That's honestly enough. Like, that's the.
Yeah. Nathan was really hoping for a 2 there, and I mean, I think honestly a 2 would have just been. Greg goes and hits that little concede button in options.
Yeah, I mean 2 would have been insane, but like even without
you're
it,
not. Yeah.
You're
hitting Jin without having to draw is huge.
Yeah, you're not. And here's the shot.
I don't like this necessarily.
I'd have rather done the shot with. Well, I guess the cancel doesn't matter who you do it with.
I just mean
like paying the shot because I think I would have liked to move Dejas away.
Yeah, either that or battle, like one of the 2.
Yeah, and battle and just kill the guy wouldn't have been terrible either. But I don't love that. But I mean, Nathan's
the freight train is
farther than me in this event. So let's see where this goes. We see Stardust getting moved to the commando team.
Freight train is doing freight train things, so I'm not going to say anything.
Like, the commando team and Cassian are going to stay alive, but what are they going to kill? And like, I guess Greg can go get the ant maneuver back and stop a bunch of swings, but like, you're going to lose Django here, like, and you're fine with it. You go, fine, I lose Django.
Yep.
I don't think you even bother canceling that with Cassian. You're going to lose Jin no matter what. You just let that go.
Yeah, you have to.
It's a 4.
You should at least, yeah.
Yeah, I can't. That would be a yep. And Greg agrees. Greg says I'll let that 4 go. There's a 6. So there's
second Django. Double agent.
Yep. So there goes Django and somebody. 6 and a 1, or
so there goes Mara.
Mara, yeah, like.
I don't think you want to lose Zizor. Zizor's a 6.
Also
never mind.
6, like. Yeah. Did he? Oh, he did use Cassian on the shot. You're right. No, he used the spent.
Objective. He used the objective.
Yeah, he used the objective text, not Cassian. As I say, I thought he used our chances are spent. So, I mean, Greg's only got 12 cards total. He's got 9 down and 3 in hand.
You're all good, man.
It's all right, Keith. We've all been there. Trust me, you had me go look at the chat like, wait, did he?
Yeah, so, I forgot that initiating a battle with first strike caused the damage in game 1. So,
there's been
reading is difficult.
And we see the activates. So Greg, unless he's going to put down Chirrut, is not planning on battling this round.
I mean, it looks fun to battle at the beach right now.
No, right now would be a bad time at the beach. Now, if you put down Chirrut, maybe. So he pings one with Stardust. So there's Chirrut, so he does get the Recirculate, and he now overpowers Dejas a little bit. And there's Saw, so he's going all in on taking out Dejas. And
so, I mean, right now it's even. Like, Dejas covers everything. So it's destined.
No, Dejas is... He's down 2.
No, he's forfeit
for...
plus 2.
Is it?
6.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, so... You're right, yeah. Right now it's Destiny to Destiny, so worst case scenario is Nathan peels a couple force. But also, Greg's got to move somebody over to join at the beach, and there's no one he can move that gets him around Shizu or stopping those battle destinies. So there's a 4 for battle destiny, and Nathan's probably totally okay with that because that means he's not drawing. He might have to peel a card or 2.
He has to peel 2.
And that Space Cruiser will 100% be one of them.
Yeah.
It's a Destiny 2. He doesn't need it. He doesn't want it. That should be one of them immediately. So, and then it really just depends on if he's got a card back. And
Shock and Seeds.
That's it. Greg says that is game.
The freight train continues his run.
I could make some sort of train horn noise, but no one would appreciate that. So we're just going to stick with the freight train. Nathan goes into the top 4. The first member of the GEMPC top 4 is set. It is Nathan. We're going to have another game here in just a second with man Logan and Charlie.
Me and Charlie are actually going to reschedule. There's things on both ends. Yep,
all right.
Things on both ends, so we will be rescheduling to next Tuesday.
Right.
The next game, I believe, is on at 9. 9 Chicago time.
Central. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock Central time. Tomorrow morning is, I believe, Joe's match versus MHT. Or his first game. And then...
Aren't they playing tonight?
No,
or am I losing?
Morning. I thought that was morning. I'd have to go look.
Also could be. Give me 1 second. I can take a look at it.
It's fine either way. We've got... so we're rescheduling the Charlie and Logan pair. Those will happen, sounds like, later this week. Congratulations to Nathan Russell making the top 4. Congratulations to Greg Shaw, Hall of Famer, in making the top 8. 2 outstanding games. Nathan played great. Shaw played great. This has been fun. I hope you guys all had fun, as much fun watching it. Logan, you got anything else you want to pop in?
The freight train continues to do his thing. Nathan played a heck of a game. He continues to play a heck of a tournament. He's moving on to the top 4, and we're in March. This is March Madness. This is exactly what we should have expected to see. There's always going to be some upsets. It looks like Joe and MHT will be playing their game tonight at 9 p.m. or 7 p.m. Pacific. They play game 1.
I'll have to look at that then and figure that out. So, cool beans. Well, I will let you all get back to your Saturday. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Logan, for joining us. And I hope everybody forces with you.